Hey guys, happy Saturday! So, I'm just downstairs with Wally Walito. He is doing so much better, by the way. Yeah, he's gonna be on his way to being back to 100% Puma. So, anyway, I will just wait for you guys to come on in. Of course, I'm downstairs in the dining room, and yes, we do have a little bed by the dining room. That's for the fireplace, and even though I know it's not like cold enough to have a fireplace, we just kind of left it there because the kitties like to lay on it. Mrs. Grinch is here, and Garrett is here. Hello! And Tall is here, Lamentold, and Susie. Hey, hey. Marina, hello. Happy Saturday to you. Poor Sue. Hey, Sea Cat. Yes, we are doing well over here. So yes, Wally is back there taking a little nap ski. But he is kind of slowly putting weight back on, which is great. Hey, Kwai, how are you? Nicolina is here. Hello, hello. Um, so yeah, he's been eating really well. You know, his egg yolks, his chicken, kibble, the two different types of kibble that we have laying around. One of them is like really good, like supposed to be like easy on the digestive system, and of course we have his regular kibble. So you know, ounce by ounce, he's putting stuff on. Kauai is enjoying the rainy weekend. I've been hearing it's been raining in a lot of different places, like some friends in Europe and some friends across the United States. But here, burning hot. It is very, very warm. Garrett said, I'm jealous of your earrings. We are in a heat wave right now. It's been 3 weeks. Yeah, we are not in a heat wave. It's just always hot right now. And Michelle is here. Hello. Nicolina, you know, I was going to sort of do kind of readings today. Not really with cards, but kind of sort of. I'll tell you guys about them. Kauai said, we're getting rain because of the hurricane and the Gulf that's headed to Texas. Oh, well, that's fancy. Not like a hurricane. All righty. Oh yeah, Garrett, you were asking about my earrings. Actually, these were a gift from my best friend out in Belgium. So these came from Belgium, but back in the 80s, my mother used to have like earrings just like these, except they were kind of like a blackish silver. So, oh wait, I was like trying to lift the lid. I'm like, that's a different mug. But anyway, I hope all is well with you guys. So yes, Wally update. He's doing great. He's eating well. Loki wants to go back to playing like normal, and we have to like let Loki know that he's like totally not 100% yet, so he's not really ready for your Panther games, but you know, just give him some time. And Surin is here. Hello. So yeah, he's on the mend. He's getting his energy back. He doesn't have a ton of energy to like run around yet, but he can get up and down the stairs, you know, just fine. So I know that he's gaining his all that energy back. Of course, sleeping a lot, but you know he needs that for recovery. And Juvadi is here. It's glad that I could join today. Well, welcome. So. Of course, you know, I always have things to share with you guys. And like I was telling Nicolina, yes, that we will kind of sort of do readings-ish. I will show you in just a moment. Let's see. Janine said the earrings look quite 80s. Yes, but your wallet would like going for them if he was not poorly. He would like going for feather earrings, which is why I no longer sacrifice my ears to the cat gods, because I used to be like, I'll wear feather earrings if I want to. You are not allowed to attack my earrings because these are my earrings. And then after, you know, having my ears almost become a kitten sacrifice, I decided, you know what? No more feather earrings, you know. we'll stick with metal. Let's see. Michelle said, glad to hear Wally is on the way to recovery. That must have been so scary and stressful. It was, and I was telling my friend Steph, although I knew that he was on the mend and everything. I was still having trouble sleeping, and um, I don't know. I think I was getting like what was oncoming panic attacks, just kind of driving around where, you know, all of a sudden I start to feel like shortness of breath, and I'm like, what is going on? I was like, I should be stress free now because he's like getting better. But she's like, I think your body doesn't just go like, oh, okay, everything's better now. She goes like, I think you still have to like work that, you know, stress and everything out. So I I'm obviously still maybe a little on edge. I'm a little wired. Still maybe not having the best of sleep. But that's fine. I mean, because I'll be fine. You know, I just got to make sure this little boy, you know, continues to recover. Um, okay, so Nicolina said, what are you planning to do for Llamas? You know, it's different, you know, what I do for the different, I would say, moments in the year, just because we don't experience all the seasons, maybe like other people do around the world and in different parts of the United States. So mine's still very much a sunshiny. I mean, I guess I'm going to be doing a few spells, maybe a spell, one big one, using blackberries, because this is the first year that blackberry bush, which is on the other side of this window, which is lighting me up right now, has produced blackberries in 7 years. We planted that thing 7 years ago, and now it's blackberries galore. I mean, little teeny blackberries, but they're just so cute. And so every time I go out there, I could just eat some blackberries. So I was thinking, because I've already done a few offerings of blackberries on my altar, you know, to various people, deities that I work with, but I was thinking of maybe doing a little something centered around blackberry for Llamas. So yeah. Let's see. Oh, poor Sue said Llamas means sheep in Finnish. That's very interesting. Oh, Creative Coffee, you dig these? My 80s-ish-nish. Nicolina said Lunasa Llamas, if anybody's confused. Yes, exactly. Surin, you rock them earrings. I love earrings too. Sending lots of love and well wishes to Wally's recovery. Thank you. So yeah, I don't know if I'll do a video on what I'm gonna do for Lunasa Llamas, but I know I'm gonna be. It's whatever I'm doing. It's with blackberries. That's all I know. Garrett said, my raspberries in the back of my property is producing black and regular raspberries. We're making a pie out of them. That sounds delicious. There are not enough blackberries yet to make a pie, since like each little blackberry is like just little dude. And then I wonder like how they make those monster ones in the grocery store that are like that big, where mine are like that big. I'm like, but we do have a raspberry vine next to it that also hasn't produced anything in 7 years. But now it's starting to look like, since that thing has taken off, that now that vine might take off. So I'm like, okay, maybe we'll see. And now it's like spreading all over the side yard, which is great. And it's trying to reach my bamboo. I don't really want it to reach the bamboo across the path. It needs to stay on its side. But I noticed, because we had a lot of bulbs for taro plant, and we don't really do anything with taro. I mean, I love taro root. It's delicious, but my dude was always like pulling out the bulbs, but it didn't matter because every season those things try to grow, and it's like, I don't know how many bulbs are back there, like 1,000 bulbs, I don't know. But I decided, why don't I just let one of the taro plants grow? And so it grew, and coincidentally, it helped the blackberries and now the raspberries. So I'm like, sometimes I think you have to let certain other plants grow to like aid other plants. So, and my dude's like, just rip it out. I'm like, no, you'll kill our blackberries. Let's see. Garrett's like, those monsters are like mine. Yeah, we don't grow monster. Well, at least at my house. Creative said 7 is the magic number. There you go. And T-Cat said, hey everybody, what's up? Some cool tarot reading spreads coming up today, maybe. I really like the spreads that you create. Well, thank you. We are going to do well, like I said, I have some stuff to show you guys. We will get into it. Nicolina said the big raspberries in grocery stores have GMO. Usually they are bigger than usual ones, but the ones without GMO are better quality. I also noticed that like when I grow my own stuff, like I don't have, well, no, I have 2 tomato plants, but they're babies right now, so they're not going to be producing anything for a little while. But when I grow my own stuff, like we have our kumquats, we have our avocado tree. Now I have my blackberries. Hopefully the raspberries take off, and I can actually do stuff with my roses too. I mean, you can make delicious food with roses. I'm just saying. You know, but all of our like little fruitsy stuff. Oh, and we have a goji berry kind of vine bush thing out front. That it just tastes better. You know, there's just so much more flavor and taste, especially with tomatoes, because in the grocery store, it mostly tastes like a sack of water with maybe a hint of what tomatoes should taste like. Whereas if you grow them in your backyard, like my tomatoes, especially those indigo rose tomatoes, those are my favorite on the whole planet, indigo rose. They are purple. They are a dark, dark purple tomato, and they are so freaking good. We need to have more. We had a really good one that just like refused like to die. It was just like year after year, it was just producing these indigo rose tomatoes. And then the possums got it. Done dug it up. And the skunks. I was so very angry. Let's see, Garrett said, mine are non-GMO. At least my grandma told me so. I'm pretty sure your grandma is not genetically modifying your raspberries. But you know, we will grow some pretty awesome tomatoes again in the future once we get rid of fully the gophers, because I think they left for a little bit to go destroy my neighbor's yard. But I think a couple of them have made it back, and I'm like, no, go next door. They have way better things. Like, Nicolina's like, I adore cherry tomatoes. They are so small and delicious. Yes. Like if you just have some cherry tomatoes and you have some basil sitting around, you know, some basilica, and you have some pomodoro, and you have some mozzarella, and you put it all together, and oh my gosh, best lunch ever, especially on a hot day like today. Okay, so like I said, I have some things to show you. So when I know that when I get stressed, hey Jonathan, aloha. I know that when I get stressed, I go to retail therapy. So I bought like 4 decks, but they were inexpensive. So I guess I didn't really spend a ton of cash, but still it's 4 decks. Just because it's like, you know, when you're like, nothing else I can do right now except be worried. So I ended up getting, and these are ones that I wanted to get for a while. So I was eventually going to get them anyway. I got the Moonology Oracle cards by Yasmin Boland. I was going to say Yasmin because I know a lot of Yasmins. But so yeah, I've been wanting these for a good long while. And I have been using all these decks so far. Jonathan said, talking about stress, we're waiting on a hurricane to become a tropical storm before it hits up. Oh, okay, so you're the other one with hurricane. Well, maybe it's the same hurricane. Well, because there's one coming out of the Gulf, somebody said, heading towards Texas. So I'm like, it's freaking sweet. And I know that our friend RJ, who lives out in Oahu, you know, he's always talking about right around this time of year, some of the big storms, you know, coming in and stuff like that. And also like winter swells. Kind of scary, especially near the North Shore. Michelle said, love the Moonology cards. Yeah, I'm really digging these. Like, you know, I was kind of like hemming and hawing for a little while. And then I ordered them one time, and it was like the delivery time, and this is before the whole whatever's going on now. This was like last year. And they were like, oh, it would be like 3 months before we can send it to you. I was like, no, so I just canceled my order. And then I got it off Amazon now, and it was like 2 days. It was with me, so. Kauai said, oh, I just got the deck too. I love it. It's so beautiful. How do you like them? I indeed love them. And Jonathan has this too. And Sheldon is here. What up, Mr. Reaction and Tarot? So yeah, I am definitely digging this one. And a new one that just came out that I had put in for pre-order, and that was Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle. And I saw that a lot of other people have gotten this one too, and that's by Amanda Lovelace. T-Cat said, no, new decks, love to see them, but I get greedy and my bank account screams at me. I know, it's like when my finger has put something in the cart, and I'm thinking about doing the order now, and I'm like, do I pull the trigger? Do. And I have like this conversation in my head of, well, I was gonna get it, and well, it's like, you can afford it right now, but do you really need it? No, I don't really need it, but you know, sometimes you just want something, and I do want something. So I have this, yes, I have this conversation. Jonathan said, I've been eyeing this one. What do you think of it? I like this one. I could have done with a little bit thicker cardstock, but it's huge cards, so I understand the thinner cardstock. Kauai said, are you gonna pre-order the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot? I don't know. See, I'm trying so hard not to order more. I was like, okay, because I just got 4. Okay, I just did some crazy retail therapy. I was like, we're just gonna take a breather on any more decks. I say that, and like 2 hours later I buy something. So I have issues. Let's see, Marina said, I love Moonology cards and the separate book too. Yes, I have the book. I've had the book for a couple of years. Garrett said, I saw the hurricanes. I was in one when I was on vacay in Florida. And y'all know I hate storms. Yes, I know, you got the tornadoes out there. I live in Tornado Alley and deal with tornadoes. I don't want to live through hurricanes. So Sheldon, everything is good. Michelle, I got that deck too. I love it as well. Great messages and images. Yes, I love the art. Actually, I will show you guys in just a moment. Suren, I'm guilty of doing just that. It's okay. It's shopping therapy. Also, you're sharing by purchasing these decks. Yes, I am. I shall share. Chloe said, I pre-ordered the Nightmare Before Christmas. Garrett, and some come to Ohio. I know it's confusing. My thoughts and prayers are going to the people that could be affected by the hurricanes. Yes. Jonathan is on a no-buy summer with a few of his tarot friends. It's been hard and freeing at the same time. Sheldon's like, some rich. You know, I went on, and it was just not really like this is what I'm doing, but I had just decided for, I don't know, it was like 3 months. I didn't buy anything. And then when I started buying some decks again, I think was in April. Yeah. But I had gone like a pretty good stretch of like not getting anything. I mean, there wasn't anything really, you know, lighting up my birthday cake. So I was just like, oh, don't need anything right now. And then all of a sudden, all this beautiful artwork came out, and I was like, okay, it's time to break my my fast. Okay, so let me show you guys a few cards from here, you know, just in case you're wondering. Although I'm not trying to, you know, persuade anybody to get anything. I'm just saying. See, Jonathan, yeah, lockdown caused me to go crazy ordering decks. Yes. Kauai, no spend summer for me. It was my daughter's birthday this week, so couldn't spend on decks. Yeah, it's like that with especially one of my good friends. I've been friends with her since the 6th grade, since 1992, baby. But she goes all out for her kids' birthdays. She has, you know, her son and her daughter, and her and her husband, like, they dropped some serious coin on their kids' birthdays. I was like, girl, you were gonna be broke by the time those kids turn like 13. But she does the, you know, can't go shopping right now because just dropped a bundle on kids' birthdays because she does the bouncy castle. Her husband's a DJ, so you know he'll be spinning stuff with like some of his DJ friends. They always have like 3 piñatas and like tons of candy, and her mother's always like cooking up all sorts of stuff, you know, empanadas and enchiladas and like all kinds of stuff, and they go all out. And those parties, I love Rosa's parties because it's like party starts at technically like 11 a.m. But they're really not finished getting ready. So usually it's like show up at 11 so you can help like put everything together. And then we stop partying probably, I don't know, like 10 or 11 at night. Kauai said, unfortunately, no party, but we did celebrate with some family, and she wanted tacos for dinner, so we had tacos. My daughter just got her first pendulum, and she's so excited. That is so cool. So yeah, well, yeah, I mean, my friends' kids' birthdays are later in the year. So when's Marco's birthday? Marco's birthday is in November, and Natalia is in October. So I'm hoping maybe these kids can have like their birthday parties, you know, by then. We'll see. Okay, so these are the backs of the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle. And here are the cards. So you can see they're quite big. You know, I don't have giant hands, but I'm a tall girl. So Kauai is like, here's to hoping they can. Yes. I love the messages here, and the little book is great too. It's just so, I don't know, like I feel like I'm a child like in these cards. I really love it. T-Cat says, I have watched your Steampunk Tarot review many times. The deck has been on my wish list so long, but it has started to ghost me lately, so I'm afraid it might finally be time to buy it. Hey, you know that Steampunk Tarot, that's one that is tried and true. It's already like got nicks on the sides because I use it so much for client readings, like myself too, but I feel that it's really, really good when I read for other people with it. Yes, Kauai, look how pretty this is. As Surin said, Believe in Your Own Magic deck, squealed in excitement. I haven't seen any review. So I obviously have 4 decks here, but I will have to choose one of them to do a review for next Sunday because I always have my Sunday reviews. So next Sunday, I already have one scheduled for tomorrow. And then, of course, you know, every time I get new stuff, I try to share it with you guys, of course. And remember, it's not that I'm trying to make anybody buy anything, but for me, sometimes I watch reviews not with the intent of buying. I mean, sometimes I do, but it's more because I'm very visual. I love the eye candy. So let's see. I love the artwork. Yes, Curvy Gals represent. Appreciated that. Jonathan said, son's birthday is December 27th. We kind of have to make it a big deal and keep it separate from Christmas. Yes. All my friends that have had birthdays either on Christmas, just after Christmas, or just before, either some of them, like their parents, like were just like, no, we're just combining your birthday and Christmas, and they have like always hated it to this day, or their parents were totally awesome and made sure that it was birthday and then Christmas, you know, and they were very appreciative of that. Susie's son is also on December 30th, so very close to Christmas as well, and New Year's. Michelle said, I recently found out from Lisa at Supportive Tarot that Amy Lovelace has poetry books, and the cards seem to be loosely based on the poetry. Yes. Actually, let me read that to you. Hey, Emily, how are you? So in here, it tells you what else she's done. Amanda Lovelace has done quite a few things. So she has a series called Women Are Some Kind of Magic, and it's poems. And so poetry book 1 is The Princess Saves Herself in this one. Poetry book 2, The Witch Doesn't Burn in this one. Poetry book 3, The Mermaid's Voice Returns in this one. And that's, again, a part of the Women Are Some Kind of Magic series. Then she has a duology called The Things That Haunt. And book 1 in that duology is To Make Monsters Out of Girls, and book 2 is To Drink Coffee with a Ghost. And then it says she also has another series that's beginning. She's done 1 book so far in that one, and it's called You Are Your Own Fairy Tale. Break Your Glass Slippers, and that's the first book. And then all of these cards are loosely based on the poetry, mostly from Women Are Some Kind of Magic. So anyway, I thought that was really interesting, so I'm going to have to go check that out too. Hold on, let me go back here. Kawhi said, my wedding anniversary is December 28th, and my mother-in-law tries to combine it with Christmas. I'm like, Garrett said, my dog who's passed away, his birthday is actually on Christmas. Okay, so my grandfather and my dude's mother, who've both passed, their birthdays were on the same day, December 3rd. But my grandfather was older, obviously. But so what you could do, Garrett, I don't know if you already do this, or for anybody else who's had somebody pass, is I love to bake. Like, that's always been my thing. Even my family who's, it's kind of weird because it's like my family was kind of woo-woo, but they didn't know they were woo-woo. They were witchy and they didn't really know they were witchy. But like, they would always bake or make something for people who have passed away, like their favorite meal or whatever. So my grandfather, who's German, his favorite thing was like milk pie. Like, his mother apparently used to make that for him, and my grandmother refused to make it because she said it was ridiculous. And so one day I decided to make it for his birthday, even though he's not here anymore. And it tastes like a gigantic snickerdoodle custard. That's what it tastes like. It is so good. I was like, why would my grandmother not make this? So every year on his birthday, I make that. So Garrett, I don't know if you want to set out a little bowl of food, or do a little something, or maybe you already do something for your doggy. That might be kind of cool. Emily said, I just saw this video from Lisa. Love the deck so much. Let's see, T-Cat. You still use the steam? Yes, I still use it. I still use it for my readings and client readings. Sharp and tough love, or lovely and let me say something nice attitude. Oh, okay. So the Steampunk Tarot is it lays things out in a matter-of-fact way that feels more empowering than a slap to the face. So it's like, okay, yeah, I know that's going on, but at least I know I can do this. So it's not sugarcoating anything, but it is saying, hey, here's some stuff, but guess what you can do about it? So that's how I would describe the Steampunk Tarot, and those are my kind of decks. So let's see. Garrett said, we take shots. Since me and my siblings are underage, we take sweet tea shots. Aw, that's cute. Sweet tea is a little too sweet for me though. But my family that lives in Defiance, Ohio, they love sweet tea. We do that for my dog. As Saren said, hello to everyone and wishing everyone a nice day. I feel so much joy and positivity in this lovely channel. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you are here. So yeah, join in anytime. And yes, Wally Walito, and actually Loki, the Lokester, is upstairs in a sunspot right now. And he is getting some lovely highlights on his black fur. He's actually turning kind of like a reddish orange because he's been spending so much time like laying in the windows. Oh, you know what? While I continue to show you guys lovely pictures, I have to tell you guys a really cool story from yesterday. Okay, so you guys know that Wally's on the mend, yes, okay? Well, you see that little tower thing that's right behind where Wally's sleeping? Well, he sleeps on top of that little like condo thing because it's in the window and it's in the sun. Well, I was catching some sun yesterday, because I am of the brown persuasion and I like to keep my my goldenness. So catching a little vitamin D, laying right outside the window there, and I hear this bzzz, and I think it's hey Annette, I think it's a Japanese beetle, those big green beetles, and they're pretty, but they scare the crap out of me because they're so huge and they're like, and I'm like, ah, so yeah, so I thought it was one of those. I was like, ah, you know, and so I got up and then I realized it was a dragonfly, and I'm so not scared of dragonflies, but this dragonfly, I have not seen a dragonfly this big before. And no, it was not a dragonfly giving another dragonfly a ride, which I have seen a lot lately. No, this was a single dragonfly. And it was about that big maybe, and it was really thick. It was probably about that thick, you know, starting at the head. And it was a massive dragonfly. And by the way, we have like really iridescent green, you know, type of dragonflies. This one was flaming red. I have never in my life seen a red dragonfly like in this area, like ever. And so this dragonfly comes, and I'm just kind of like staring at it, you know, on the little chase or the lounge out there. And I'm like, and it's like, and it like looks at me, and it's just fluttering. And then it turns around and it goes up to the window where Wally is sleeping, and it just stayed there, like flying and staring at him in the window. And he didn't even notice because he was asleep. And I was just like, and then it like left, and then I didn't see it again at all. And I was like, you know, and so right away I was like, that has to be something, you know, because I work with animal medicine and stuff. So right away I'm looking up red dragonfly. And there's apparently, you know, Native American and Japanese culture have, you know, something about, you know, the red dragonfly. And basically it comes either when someone has passed or someone has just gone through disease and a difficult hardship. They're kind of here to say that things are like for the good now, you know, things are getting better. Or if it's somebody that's passed, many believe that it's the spirit of the person coming by. So anyway, I thought I would just share that with you guys. So Silver Star said, hello, well, hello. All right, Garrett, I will catch you later, says my sister wants me at her altar. So you have a great weekend. Jonathan said, we have magenta dragonflies here. Dragonflies are magic and messengers of spirit. Yes. Annette said, they have great wisdom. I wondered if that dragonfly was Wally's friend. Yeah, I'm just like, that was so crazy. And then later that day, so this was, I say that day, this was Friday. No, this was yesterday. Yesterday was Friday. I've been a little stressed out. I don't know what day I'm on. I know it's Saturday because I'm doing a live chat right now. That's where we're at. Shadowlander said, I'm getting the day's industrial workout done. All right, good job. So later yesterday, after seeing the dragonfly, I come in, I'm telling my dude about it, and Wally's on my lap, and he's like, oh, Wally, you know, we're trying to get him to purr, but he's, I don't know if it's like the medicines they gave him or whatever, but he's kind of lost his voice. It's very like hoarse and scratchy, so he's trying not to use it. And so he's not purring. He hasn't purred, you know, for a few weeks now. And so we're just, you know, trying to, you know, soothe his throat and everything. And so my dude is like bonking him and, you know, petting him. He's like, come on, dude, you want to purr? And I have my phone in my hand. And I was like, yeah, this dragonfly all of a sudden says, calling Lotta. And I was like, what? You know, like I didn't say, hey Siri, call Lotta. Lotta is, I mean, she's still in my address book in my phone, but she's passed away. She's my, I considered her like a grandmother to me, but she never had any kids of her own. And I became friends with her at the German American Club. And she would teach me, you know, German, you know, and I would tell her whatever my grandfather would tell me in German. And we just became really good friends. And so she said she always looked at me either as like a daughter or granddaughter. And she ended up passing away at like 93, but she was like not a feeble 93-year-old. Like, no, she will still like crack your hand, giving you a handshake. And like, she was like, she looked like a frail little grandma. She gonna kick your butt, you know? But it was like my phone kept trying to call her, and I was like, was that Lotta? And I was like, oh. So I felt really good knowing that, you know, maybe Lotta was also there trying to help Wally. Jonathan said, whoops, speaking of my son, he's finally up. All right, so I will catch you later. You have a great rest of your Saturday. And T-Cat says, cool, thank you so much. I always like to hear how the deck's nature is. Still making this, you're not making this any easier for me, you know. There goes my money again. So you are welcome. Emily said, I was so sad to miss the pajama live. You know, I have to do another one. You know, well, that can't be our only pajama jam. We got to do another one. We've been with family the last few weekends. Yeah, Wally's purr. We're going to try to get that back. So yes, definitely we got to do another pajama jam. Not, maybe before we go back to school. You know, because our students aren't going to be back in a physical school. We're going to be online, but maybe before I go back. Saren says, it's okay, T-Cat. I'm just defying it as an investment in collecting more decks. See, I need more decks. They're beautiful because I am a connoisseur of art. I support local artists and art in general. And what if I have a client that energy would totally match this deck? I need to give them a great reading, right? I need a deck that will help them get a great reading. At least that's my justification. Okay, so the third of the fourth decks that I got in my retail therapy was the Foxfire, the Kitsune Oracle by Lucy Cavendish. And I got this one because I've also been seeing fox energy everywhere and lion, like foxes and lions everywhere, and the color red, which is probably why, you know, that stood out to me with the giant red dragonfly. But yeah, color red everywhere, foxes, lions, now a dragonfly. Like, I'm just being bombarded. It's an investment for work. That's what I tell hubby. Annette said, happy that you and your students can remain home for now. Yes. Emily said, are you excited to go back to work? I have 2 little ones in the UK, so was homeschooling for the last few months. My daughter went back just before the end of the term for a bit, which was good for her. So we're not like going back to school. I'm going back to my laptop, but it's going to be difficult because I will be starting the year not seeing their faces. And me, I'm a very personable person, which is why I do these live chats, right? Like, I like interacting and I like being able to like be one-on-one helping certain students and things like that, but not to be able to build that rapport in that way. I don't know, it's going to be really difficult this year because I'll just be some lady like sending them work. You know, I kind of like to be more than just some lady that like makes them do work. Like, I like to share stories. I like them to share stories. I like to build like warm, inviting environments in my classroom, and that's going to be difficult. So, because we won't be in a classroom. This is, oh wow, anime inspired. Yeah, a little bit. See, quiet. Our school district is doing it weird, so most of the town is doing homeschooling here. Interesting. Emily, I will go through this then. Yes, it's definitely going to be a new challenge. So here you go for Foxfire. And I loved reading about, you know, Kitsune, which means fox, and like what the Foxfire, you know, is and all of that, because, you know, I really love Japanese culture. I mean, with the plethora of mixture of DNA that runs through me, I'm not Japanese, but you know, there's Filipino, you know, from my dad. So, you know, we have a lot of like, yes, we have the stuff that we do, which is Pinoy, but we also like we looked heavily on like Japanese culture, and we like incorporated that into my household too. So I like resonate everything Japanese. Yeah, but just look at the colors. I'm such a bad influence on you guys. But yeah, I love the softness. I love the colors. I love the mixture of some of it looking like watercolor and some of it looking like maybe color pencil. It's great. Silver Star, this is the Foxfire, the Kitsune Oracle. Whoops, guidebook was falling out on that one. um, so yeah, this is pretty rad. A lot of really good readings so far, and I've had it all of like maybe a week. But this deck, by the way, as beautiful as it is, at least in my opinion, with me, it don't play around. Oh, Kawaii, you're welcome. T-Cat, yeah, I know, shame on me, times 3. And of course, you know, I will do a review eventually, you know, but I only do like one review a week. How many cards does the deck have? That's a good question. It'll probably say in here. There are 45 cards. That last card is the coming of age card, card number 45. Jackie, hello from Ireland. Well, hello. And as my grandma would say, Erin Gobra. Kawaii said she's helping with our investments. So yes, welcome, by the way. Okay, and then one final deck from my retail therapy, from my investment therapy, from, you know, Wally being all ill. Marina said, awesome deck, thank you for sharing. You are very welcome. Okay, so the last one is another one that I've had my eye on for a while. It's the Fairy Wisdom Oracle. And this one is by Amy Brown and Nancy Brown. So Nancy Brown is Amy Brown's mom. She wrote the guidebook, and then of course Amy Brown did the beautiful art. And there are a couple of other decks that I want of Amy Brown's too. So, but maybe not right now because I just got 4. So girl needs to hold her horses right now. Hold her bank account right now. Okay, so here are the backs, and I was using this one last night actually for quite a bit. Really simple keywords, but there's a lot that, like, energetically that comes through this. Silver Star says, I have missed you all so much. And I've been feeling a lot of fairy energy. You know, I just put a beautiful kind of like bell thingy, triquetra thing, and I hung it from actually I got it from the Witch's Roots box, and I decided it should be outside. And I know it's probably gonna make the metal go to trash, but it's just, I don't feel like it should be inside. I felt like the Fae really needed it. So I hung it from my kumquat tree. And now when the wind blows, like, you can hear the little bells, and it just, I feel like my yard is just like, I mean, it's already alive, but it's like the Fae are like, whoa, thank you. Let's see, Chantal said, hey everyone, how's Wally? Wally is doing a lot better. He's not 100%, but you know, he's putting on ounce by ounce, he's putting on weight, he's getting a little bit stronger every day, a little bit more like himself. He definitely has his bright eyes back, which is great. So yeah, we're really, really happy about that. Bluebell said, love this deck. Yeah, isn't it gorgeous? Jackie's like, hold your horses is totally Irish thing to say. So my mother and my grandmother are like, whoa, ho, ho, hold your horses. As Surian said, I borrowed the phrase from Marie Kondo. Does it bring joy? Yes. Okay, yeah, because I did the whole like Marie Kondo thing in my house like 2 years ago. I donated a lot of stuff. Like, I basically had half a closet left. So when I was all done, like, I donated like basically half my clothes and half my shoes and maybe some decks, but it was like mostly stuff. And so our house like felt so like refreshed. And so now with my decks, I'm like, does it bring me joy? Well, yes, it does. And when it does not, I give it a new home. Let's see. Oh, Via's here. What up, V? So yeah, this is the Fairy Wisdom Oracle. So very beautiful. Amy Brown is a fabulous artist. I just love the little characters and the dragons, and I just kind of feel that's like the Fae are really, really happy in my yard right now, which is probably why maybe also they are helping out my blackberries. I'm like, thank you. Silver Star, I am doing well. And V, how are you doing? Oh, Silver Star, you were probably asking V. Never mind. Yeah, this one's great. Oh, and I love this one. Trouble. That is so cute. So yeah, that was, oh, I gotta show you that one too. And the oldest fairy, I like this one. That was a card that came up for me last night. V said, doing awesome, no complaints, keeping cool. Just got a gnat out of my eye after walking in the woods. Oh, well, you know, gnats in the eyes can be very natty. Vicious mosquitoes out there. My bug spray didn't work out this time. You know, I noticed that bug spray doesn't always work on like every type of mosquito. Like when I went to China, I was in Shanghai, I went to Beijing, I went to Suzhou, I went to Hangzhou, and our like mosquito repellent here, they were like, American mosquito repellent doesn't work on like what we got going on over here. And they left these ginormous welts on us. I mean, it looked like we had been punched, you know, all over. And they just loved whatever we'd been eating in our diet because they were just like, Silver's like, oh no, I have noticed that as well. I still get bitten. And V's like, I use essential oils for bug spray. You know, and my essential oils works on the bugs here. But if I go to, like, let's say out of state, or I go out of the country, like that stuff doesn't work over there. And if I bring that stuff back, like the stuff that I used, like when I was in Italy, I tried bringing their bug spray back, sort of bug spray, mosquito spray, because it worked really well there, but it doesn't work on our mosquitoes. So I think it's very regional, like the sprays and stuff that you use. And Diana's here. What up, Diane? So yeah. So okay, so those were the 4 decks. And then I said I wanted to show you guys a little something that maybe we could do. It's not really a card pull, but you know, like some divination-y stuff. It says, yes, I bet everyone here agreed with you, T-Cat. We'll back you up if you ever need. Oh my goodness. T-Cat says, this will be the official term I'm going to use from this on whenever my boyfriend asks where all the decks come from. I just had to do some investment therapy. Exactly. I mean, exactly. Annette said, I just saw your review of the Ancestral Path Tarot. Are you still connecting with that deck? I am. It's not one that I bust out often because I feel I have to, like for me, it's more for particular types of readings. Like when I'm really needing some really focused, like I just need some insight into like what to do next. But in terms of actually like calling upon my relatives, like I think the Ancestral Path is really good at actually calling in spirit. So like I said, I don't pull it out a lot, but I still really do love it, which is why I'm just like, I would never get rid of it. And I think it reads really well. It's just not one that I just like carelessly ask any sort of question for. Like I gotta ask some bigger questions. Diane said, jump in the part of the European Morquitos. They are like European brand. Susie said, I do not sell Avon. Keep saying Avon skin so soft, keeps mosquitoes away. Maybe people. You know, the baby soft that I used to wear when I was younger, I'm pretty sure it kept people away too. So, okay. Oh, before I share this other thing. Okay, crystals. I know you guys like crystals too, besides decks. See, Bluebell said, I've just spotted little Wally in the back, fast asleep. Yep, there he is. My little baby, which is why I'm down here again. Okay, I have a lot of crystals, obviously. You know, I connect with crystals. I have them on my fingers. I like to sleep with them under my pillow. I do crystal grids. I'm always connecting with crystals, but like, however, I never have dreams where it's like a crystal's really coming at me in a dream, or where everywhere I look, I just see that particular crystal and I feel like the energy of that crystal is like trying to get my attention, where usually I get that from spirit, I get it from animal medicine, and sometimes other energies, but I've never gotten that from a crystal. Yes, there might be like, I have a crystal on my mind and it's like, and maybe I see that crystal in various places and I'm like, okay, maybe I want to work with that energy. But this particular crystal I've had for a while, for some reason, it feels like it has a spirit energy to it. It's kind of that same feeling where it's like trying to really get my attention. It's like, hey, like you need to work with me. And I'm like, okay, but like I already work with you. And it's like, I don't know. So it's black tourmaline. And everywhere I look on YouTube, I'm not even looking on YouTube, videos just pop up about black tourmaline. I'm like, what? I've been dreaming about it where like it's like a person in my dream almost. And I have various pieces of this as well. This is my largest piece that I have. I have my bedroom, the master bedroom I have a grid. It's like the entire bedroom is gridded. I have a large piece of selenite. It's a black tourmaline tower and a piece of rose quartz. And that's what's in every corner of the bedroom. I think we're getting a package. Yes, we just got a package. Shadowlander, I have smaller pieces in a black velvet bag in my room. Oh, cool. So yeah, it's obviously got some cool like quartz in there. A lot of good stuff going on, but it's really been calling out to me. So after this chat, I'm gonna do a little meditation, maybe with Wally. I've tried doing a meditation with it already. And I don't know, it was like a wacky, crazy meditation. So I don't know what the heck is going on energetically, but black tourmaline is it. And actually, the card of the day that I pulled today was black tourmaline. I was like, really? Oh, by the way, the street that I grew up on was Tourmaline Court. Just so if anybody thought that was, just think that's just interesting. Silver Star said, I love black tourmaline. The first crystals that was given to me. Oh, really? Cool. And you have one that is a skull, so beautiful, on your ancestral altar. Siren Sistera is a superhero. I knew it. She's holding such a cool crystal. Sailor Moon's vibes. So yeah, I will be working with my black tourmaline later. So I'm like, okay, I guess we need to work together. Okay, so now what I wanted to save the coolest thing for last. Okay, many of you already know I have Pogs. I had Pogs back in the 90s, and I used to play Pogs with the boys that lived on my cul-de-sac. But I gave all those Pogs away like an idiot. Like, I miss the Pogs now. But I ended up getting these Oracle Pogs from Moon Pumpkin Art. You can find her on Etsy, and she makes Oracle Pogs. So it's got a little slammer and everything, and she makes this little backpack. And every time you buy the extension sets, she gives you like a little something to add to your backpack. So because I kind of suck at playing Pogs now, although I used to play all the time. Let me just take out all these Pogs. Oh. There we go. Where did my slammer go? My slammer is around here somewhere. Okay, well, there it is. It's like a little treasure troll slammer. I did a review of this too, if you guys ever want to check it out. Oh, there we go. Just trying to catch the light just right. But it says, you are a treasure. Let's see, let me go back here. Shadowlander, I have some around my room for black tourmaline protection against anyone else's negativity and cleaning the energy of my room, which is great, by the way. Emily remembers Pogs. Annette's son used to play Pogs. Emily says Tazos, I think they were called. Then the yo-yos got popular, and then the Tamagotchis. Oh, I had a Tamagotchi! I killed it. I was so sad. I was like, don't you die on me. um, had a little Tamagotchi funeral. Um, but anyway, so these little pogs, they, Emily's like, ditto. They have these like little messages and you can use them as oracles. Of course you could use, you know, regular pogs as oracles too, but they're all done from like 90s things that we would remember, but like reworded for more oracle-iness. But anyway, the ones that I got her like her Halloween edition. I also just got her, it was like her 90s music edition. And then I also got the Hungry Butterfly, or sorry, Hungry Caterpillar edition. If you guys remember the book, you know, the Hungry Caterpillar. So anyway, I take all of these pogs and I've been putting them in this little pouch. Oops, I dropped a couple, I'll pick this up. But I have this little pouch that I got that I think is so cool. It's meant to be like a little makeup pouch that I found. But I put them in here and I shake them up and I pull one out for a message. Kind of like charms, I guess, but I have my charms bucket upstairs. Diane laughing over there says, I still did not get them. I want to get them. They look cool. They're a lot of fun. Emily's kids love the book. Oh, the Hungry Caterpillar. Silver Star, I love using Organite too. My pendulum is made out of it. It is infused with amethyst to help with EMF and clearings. You know, I have an Organite pendant. Actually, where is my pendant? I have to look for it because I haven't worn it in a while because I can't find it. But hold on, let me pick up these pogs real quick. Oh, you guys check out my new shirt too. Party animal. I just got it yesterday. I was like, Chewbacca? Heck yeah, Chewie. Okay, so let me put these pogs in the pouch. Make sure I didn't drop any more pogs. Nope, I think that was everything. You put them in here. Okay, talking to Silver Star. Okay, I don't think any of my moderators are in the chat right now, but I was wondering if anybody might, oh, thank you, wouldn't mind maybe getting out a piece of paper, maybe writing down some people's names if people would like a little like Oracle Pog message, because I do not have paper in front of me, but I don't know. Would any of you like to do that? I mean, if you don't want to, that's cool. I'll like grab a piece of paper and I'll write down people's names. Let me shake these up. I like doing this. Like you just put it in this giant makeup bag, and you could do this with charms too, but I have way too many charms for this little bag. So thank you, Silver Star. So, okay, you guys, if you would like an Oracle Pog message, oh, thank you, T-Cat. Let Silver Star know, and she will so kindly write your name down, and we'll pull you a Pog, and we'll give you a message. So we have the Hungry Caterpillars in here, some 90s Pogs, Halloween Pogs, and then the regular Oracle Pogs. So if you would like a Pogorific message. And in the meantime, I'm going to have some tea. And again, thank you so much, Silver Star, for writing down everybody's names. Emily said, I have to pause for a sec to put my daughter to bed. Hey, no worries. So yeah, just come on back. We should be here. Yay, yay, yay. So many people want some Poggy messages. And then at the end, of course, you know, I'll pull one for Silver Star and I'll pull one for me. Oh, and maybe I'll pull one for Black Tourmaline since it's been rather chatty, just like all over my dreams. Okay, I'll just give her a moment for all of those names. Boys are so sweet. And I'm just like looking on the other side. That's actually like my, well, Silver Star does that. That's like my packaging corner for my Etsy shop. So it's like got my Wally's World oracles. That's where I package like my salves and my bracelets and all that stuff. If you're wondering why it looks like I have tons of boxes. And plus there's a couple of open boxes, but those are for Loki because he likes playing in boxes. So, okay, so Chantal is first. Yes, we have to pull one for Wally and Loki. Diane said, my internet froze. I missed out on what you said. Joy. I was just waiting for Silver Star to write down names. But Silver Star said that Chantal is first. So Chantal, what do we got going on? And looks like Michelle would also like to be added to the list. Okay, Chantal. Ooh, take risks. Oh, and Molly would also like to be added. So take risks there, Chantal. So I don't know if there's something you've been beating around the bush on, or just maybe I'll do it later. It's kind of, I'm kind of getting the procrastination kind of thing. But just go for it. She's like, okay. So just do it. Just do it. Like Nike says, swoosh. Kawhi said, oh, we're doing messages. Sorry, the weather here cut out the internet. Yeah, if you would like a little Oracle Pog, just let Silver Star know. And she has so graciously offered to write down everybody's names. So just let her know. Oh, Diane, I'm so sorry. Okay. So it sounds like Chantal already knows what that message is. Alrighty. Who do we got next? She got the take risks. Thank you. Yay. I'm gonna give this a good shake again. Oh, Chantal's like, I don't. Okay, so for me, it was more like procrastination. It was like, it just feels like there's something that you keep putting off and putting off and putting off, just because it may take not even more effort, but maybe a little bit more energy, but not effort. Like it's not time consuming at all. It just seems like mentally you're just not wanting to do something quite yet. And that's what I was just getting like the take risks for, is just like it's time to just get her done. Kind of like what I did yesterday. So I've been putting off doing this like Victorian flower oracle for, I don't know, like 3 years now. And I made an entire oracle deck in like 4 hours yesterday. And it's just meant for personal use, but of course, I mean, it's like royalty-free images, so I guess I could sell it if I wanted to, but yeah. I am like so happy. It's like one of those things. I was just so happy. I just finally did it. Like I just sat my butt down and I just did it. All right, so Silver Star, who is next? Jingles wants one too. Maybe my tarot journey is so much to learn, a little bit overwhelming sometimes. Hey, you know what? When it comes to the tarot journey, which I understand because there's like all this information out there and you feel like you have to memorize every single little bit. As I say, just forget all of that. I mean, there's time to learn it later and you could always like learn more bit by bit. But for now, just, you know, pick up a deck of cards and it's more just what's going on in the card and like, how do I feel? You know, and I'm all about intuition. So I would say go intuition first. You can always learn extra vocab words like later. Long hair, skinny eye toes. I just received my traveling altar pendant. Yay! I'm so glad. And somebody else just bought one today. So I just put that out in the mail. So I hope they enjoy it as well. All right, so Susie is next. All right, Susie. Oops, hold on. I'll put bells on it for you. I just started yesterday with daily pulls, so working on it. Hey, that is a start. That is perfect. Somehow I missed my name before Chantal. I'd love a pog. So yeah, Jackie, just let Silver Star know and she will put you on the list. All right, so Susie, you know, I always think of Susie Q. You know that, like, is that late 50s, early 60s? Susie Q. I don't know, that's a song that plays in my head when I think of Susie. Okay, Susie. Robin S. Show Me Love. Oh my gosh, do you remember that song? Show me love, show me light, show me love and what it's all about. I'm the one that you ever needed. Show me love and what it's all about. All right, I want you, I need you, I want you every day and every night. Why do I remember the words from a song from like 20 years ago? I don't know. Okay, so Bluebell said, sorry, gotta go. All right, well, you have a great rest of your day. Surin said, anyone feel the excitement like a giddy 5-year-old waiting for a prize? Totally make my day. Who cares? Anyone winning a lotto ticket somewhere? I got a personal pog message. Nice. Jackie said she'd never heard of these pogs. Yeah, they come from an Etsy shop from Moon Pumpkin Art. So if you want to take a look. Chantal, before this live, I pulled a focus from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Interesting. The name Susie reminds me of the band Susie and the Banshees. And Zara's here. Hello. All right. So yeah. So Susie, the show me love, I'm getting that for you, girl. Like show me love as in self-love. So I'm just getting a little, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, is devoted to making you smile. So I don't know if you want to watch a dramedy, a rom-com, you want to go take a bubble bath with Mr. Bubble, you know. Oh, Surin. So yeah, I love the musical 90s Oracle Pogs. I think those are great. So that is Susie's message. And I'm sorry, who was next? Was it, did you say Jackie? Let me go back here. I think she said Jackie. Yes, Silver Star said Jackie. Okay. Alrighty. I'm like, what is going on out there? It's a bunch of craziness. Yes, sir. It is Jackie. All right, Jackie. Oh, that was the mailman. I was like, who's in my mailbox? Oh, it's the mailman. Picking up the packages I sent out. Okay, Jackie. Okay, Jackie. Oh, Jackie. Burns. And Silver Star Zara would like to be added. Jackie, you know what I'm getting? Mental break, girl. Mental break. I feel like maybe you think you got it handled because you're like, no, I can multitask. I could do this and this and this and this and this. But I feel like it might be just kind of weighing on the system a little too much. It's like, yes, you might be the multitasker of the millennium, but sometimes you just got to give yourself a break. And I think you just need a brain break. So if you need to just do something that is mind numbing, like just where you don't even need to think, that might be like just totally cool. Just like zenning out on the bed or the couch, or, you know, just something where you don't have to think too much might be just the best thing for you this weekend or even today. Susie said, thank you. Susie was the name my brother Tommy gave me because he was 5 and crushing on a beautiful Japanese flight attendant named Susie. Oh my gosh. So yeah, Jackie, it is time for a little bit of brain break. Got been asking a little bit too much, and you might very well be able to get a lot done there, but you know, your brain's not a machine. It's human too, because it's in a human. Jackie said, I'm on it, thrown on the couch all avo. Hey, Ruchi. So you're very, very welcome. All right, Juvidi is up next. All right, Juvidi. Shadow said, I'm getting into research for air, lunar, and weather magic. Just started doodling my own lunar phase calendar. That is so cool. All right, Juvidi. Okay, you like got the same one as Susie. Show me love. But Juvidi, it's a little bit different message for you. How do you feel about being the hot chick? I feel like today you need to like put yourself on fire. Like you need to look in the mirror and be like, you on fire, girl, you hot, and you know it. And you're about to do whatever it is that makes you feel hottest and just go out and strut your stuff. So today is like to let that like divine feminine energy just like strut her stuff. So Juvidi, whatever it is that you do to bring out hot chick, because you are hot chick, you need to do that this weekend. Because I think it's going to put you in an energy that you totally need to be into. Like it's like it totally shifts your energy, especially when you feel like you're like this alter ego. Like for me, I don't consider myself the hot chick, but I have like, I do dress up where sometimes I just feel like, hey, and it puts me in a totally different mindset and energy. And it's interesting the things that I can create when I'm in that mindset. So I just kind of feel like, Juvidi, it might behoove you to become the hot chick. Okay, so let me go back to what you guys were saying. Shadow said, got any suggestions on where I can find some good resources for my research? For me, I'm all about that Google and YouTube. That's basically where all my research comes from, and whatever books I have laying around. So yeah, Juvidi, I hope that connects with you. T-Cat is next. Excellent. All right, I'm gonna have some tea. Speaking of T-Cat. Okay, so T-Cat. Okay, T-Cat. Do a little shaky. Okay. I call the Google God for that reason, yes. Okay. T-Cat. Nice, I will do that. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. So you go be some hot stuff. So Ruchi, just let Silver Star know. She has so kindly written down everybody's names on paper. Okay, T-Cat. Ooh, T-Cat, you have Explore. I love that one. That is so cute. That is from the Hungry Caterpillar. Hungry Caterpillar. So T-Cat, I'm getting this for like our woo-woo stuff. You know, like tarot cards, crystals, pendulums, all our woo-woo stuff. And I feel like this is like a good time for you to kind of branch out and try other, like look into other forms of, let's say, divination, or even if you want to call it like self-help, you know, because I often find that, you know, the things that we do are very helpful, you know, for our psychology and stuff like that. But to try something that maybe you haven't tried before, so that you can really start to expand your talents. Because it isn't until we stretch ourselves that we know how good we can really be, or even we get to learn different parts of ourselves. So explore is the word of the day for you. Is to just try out something new. Like for me, I know that there is a lot of different types of divination out there that I have never tried. I mean, like there are some people that literally they use like clouds, and I know that you could do that. And yes, I do sometimes get messages from clouds, but I wouldn't say that that's like one of my main divination things that I do. So it could be something like that. Just try it out, you know, give it a fair shake, you know. All right, so Shadowlander is next. All righty. All right, Shadowlander, let me zip this up and shake it up. Okay, Shadowlander. What do we got here? Some of you guys have very similar messages. And by the way, there's a lot of pogs in here. So this is interesting. Marina just finished watering the garden. You all have been here with me and a cell phone. So Marina, just let Silver Star know. Okay, so Shadowlander, I also got take risks. So in this take risks, I'm getting more of doing the thing that may scare you. So for me, I'm terrified of roller coasters. But I know that if I had to, I could force myself onto one if I had to, you know, maybe if I was being chased by a bear. But it's something like that. It could be like, let's say working with pendulum. You know, some people are scared of our tools that we have because there's a lot of like pop culture and movies out there that make it like, ooh, you know, like scary stuff. You know, if you work with tarot cards, like demons come through, you know, and stuff like that. And so some people really are like terrified from like a deck of cards. And so it could be, you know, stuff like that where you're just kind of like working through ingrained presumptions about certain tools. Even though you want to work with them, there might be certain little hesitation. And it could be like figuring out a way, and this for anything in your life doesn't necessarily need to be all, you know, our woo-woo stuff, but figuring out a way to make things like positively your own, where you feel comfortable with them and not necessarily using them like everybody else does. So Shadowlander says, I know where this is coming from. It has to do with my performance anxiety. Exactly. So, okay, so performance anxiety, which I actually do have really bad stage fright, and I'm an opera singer. Like, I literally dry heave before I get on stage. It's like dry heave, you're up, and I'm like, and now I'm singing. I literally just dry heave before I got on stage. So it's something like that. So how could you change what you're thinking and what you're feeling into something a little more positive? So like and this is what I try for myself, you know, when I get a little anxious, those anxious feelings, when do I also feel anxious other than being on stage? Well, I feel anxious with like new love. I feel anxious when I'm really excited when somebody's opening a gift that I got them on Christmas. So try and just change the scenario and match what you're feeling with something else positive that gives you those anxious feelings, like positive anxiety, and see if that doesn't help your performance anxiety a little bit. So just a little thing that I try myself and it has helped. And Jezebel is here. Hey! Every time Tara shake the bag, I keep hearing the song, shake it like a Polaroid picture. Nice. T-Cat said, oh goodness, divination exploring. I'm thinking about oracle cards. I don't have many of those. So yeah, hey, there you go. Okay, so Surian is next. Okay. More tea. And on that, more tea. Okay. I should have probably zipped up the bag, but that looks like it's gonna be your pog. Okay. Okay, that is your pog. Your pog is Emerge. Okay, so you may think, in whatever area of your life this may be, that, what keeps us from taking the next step is feeling unprepared. So I need to learn this and I need to do this and I need to have absolutely everything just the way I want it in place before I take that next step. And the emerge I'm getting is more like the Fool card, as things don't always line up exactly like perfectly the way we have it going on in our minds. Like rarely ever does life do that. And so if you're waiting for everything to be perfect, then there might never be an opportunity for you to take the next step. So whatever that next step is, I say just go do it. Like whether you feel like everything is perfectly aligned and the stars are not aligned or whatever, it's a time for you to go. I mean, it doesn't need to be a huge leap, but at least take the next step. So I hope that makes sense to you. Jezebel said, I spot a sleeping Wally baby in the background. He's still on the skinny side, yes. But he's putting on a few ounces, so that's good. Richie, Wally is doing a lot better. He's eating a ton. He's put on, like I said, a few ounces. He's not at 12 pounds yet. He was at 12.6 before like his weight took a pound drop. But we're putting it on little by little. Okay, so C-Cat is next. We had T-Cat and we have C-Cat. So Suryan, I'm glad this connects with you. Emerge it is. Okay, so C-Cat. We had our T-Cat, we had our C-Cat. Okay, C-Cat. I'm gonna zip it this time. Jezebel, a little at a time is the best way. Let the Odie. Okay. Sea cats. What's this flying bug in here? Let the body regenerate. Okay, sea cat. The past. Okay, my brain thought one thing, and then all of a sudden I felt this like, no, it's this one, and that happens. That's just kind of how my intuition works. Because I was thinking, oh, like something in the past. No, this is blast from the past. Jumping pog, yes. So CCAT, I'm getting that either this has already happened or it's going to be happening fairly shortly, like this weekend. Something is coming up from your past in not a bad way. But it's helping you to remember kind of who you used to be, because it's good to remember, sometimes we're like, I'm so not that person anymore. We may not be who we were as younger people. Like, I am glad I'm not teenage me anymore. I probably would have smacked teenage me or even early 20-year-old me now that I'm like going to be 40 shortly, but I feel like it's good to have those people that come back, or those things that trigger our memories and remind us of who we used to be, so that we can remember and so that we can know how far we've come. And also that that person in the past is still a part of us. So, hey, Claudia. So that's just your message, is just to remember that the people you used to be and the person you are now is still the same person. It's just a different form. But not to forget who you used to be. Even if you're like, oh, I would never be that person again. Of course, maybe you'd never be that person again, but you don't want to forget that person, obviously. Let me go back here. Okay, so Jonathan is back. Hey! Jezebel said, we love cats. This is Cray Cray Cat People channel of divination. And C-Cat said, yes, one of the Marias from Brazil. And yay! I love all the emojis, Susie. All right, Michelle is up next. Jezebel said, I liked teenage me. I was hella cool as a teenager. So very goth. See, I thought I was cool as a teenager. I was pretty sure I was just a big nerd. Ha! Nothing's changed. Surin said, age is a number. You're beautiful. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Jingles and I have a few extra weight we can send to him. Oh, hey, yeah. You want to send some extra? You could send some extra to Wally. Surin said, oh, so thank you. Thank you. You are very welcome. Okay, so sea cat. I hope that makes sense. It's just, don't forget who you used to be. Even if it's not who you are now, it's still good to be reminded every now and then. All right, so Surin, we will see you. You have a great rest of your weekend. All right, it was Michelle, right? That was up next, I believe. So let me just, I'm scrolling back through the comments. So if you're looking at my face, like, that's what I'm doing. Okay, well, anyway, I think it was Michelle, I think. Yes, okay. Okay, Michelle. I've had close like friendships with two Michelles. One of them, she was a little bit older than me, and she's still my friend. But she has like this like the craziest curly hair, and I am so jealous because I want her hair so much because my hair is wavy, but I've always wanted curly hair. And the other Michelle, her nickname is Crazy Michelle, so I will leave it at that. And let's see. Oh, Mixtress is here. All right. Okay, Michelle, here we go. Michelle, it's meant to be. Okay, so if something has occurred recently where you're like, that wasn't supposed to happen, or it's not supposed to work out that way, or it was supposed to be like this, or, you know, whatever, again, this kind of goes with the other person's message that I was talking about, having preconceived notions about the way things should be. And should just, and this takes a lot of faith, and I'm not saying it's easy because it's not easy for me either. To have faith that yes, we could do as much as we can. We should never just be like, oh, let the universe take it. Like, in my opinion, like, no. Michelle has really curly hair too. Oh my gosh, well, you need to share it. So, cause like, my friends always had way cooler hairstyles than me. Like, I was like, there was only so much I could do with my wavy hair, okay? Okay, so, you know, we could obviously put in the work. We obviously try as hard as we can to reach our goals and to do the things that we want to do and to make our dreams become realized. But we also have to kind of keep in the back of our mind that sometimes certain things are just going to work out the way they're going to work out. So that is the meant to be message. And so although it may be frustrating where you were hoping for one thing, I never feel like universe, spirit, whatever you want to call it, ever does anything to truly hurt us. You know, they might put challenges in our way, but they're like, it's kind of that whole cliche, we're doing it out of love. But just know that, you know, you've probably been working your tail end off. You've been doing the thing, but certain things are just going to happen the way they're going to happen. But it doesn't mean to give up. So keep working hard. Okay, so Molly is next. All right, excellent. Jezebel said, we all want the hair of someone else. I always wanted my sister's big red see-through hair, but I got my soft baby straight hair. My mother always wanted my hair because my mom's got like really pin straight, like thin, light brown hair, and I always had like super, super thick hair. Besides Cat Divination channel, it is a hair channel too. I know, right? I do the Pantene thing. My hair is wet right now, so I can't do the Pantene, but Zara said, I like the moon and purple on the pog. There was an exercise. Whoa, hold on. there was an exercise I saw recently where you write down all the negative things happening in your life and see how they can be beneficial. Interesting. Or why they're happening for you. That's also a great take as well. Okay, hold on. I'm like, Molly. Okay, Molly. I was like, who is next? Okay, Molly. All right, Molly, we gotcha. And a sip of tea. Okay, Molly. Molly, Molly, rah, rah, rah. Molly, Molly, rah, rah, rah. Molly's like, I sip my tea too. I just feel like cheering for you. Go, Molly. All right. And poor Sue. Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. Poor Sue has some beautiful hair, like shiny and thick. All right, Molly. Okay, fail. I know what you're thinking. And don't go there. All of a sudden, I started hearing Arnold Schwarzenegger's speech. I mean, he's given this speech several times, but in his thick Austrian accent, don't be afraid to fail. You can't always win, but don't be afraid of making decisions. That is like one of my favorite speeches, you know, like when I want to like get pumped, you know. Michelle said, will do. I have an idea what that could mean if it has already happened. The pog looks like a scene from The Night Before Christmas. Yes, I like that it's like pop culture type stuff. She just like changed the wording, you know, for oracle-iness. Diane also has curly hair, and I never liked it. You know, I don't think we're ever satisfied with what we have. The grass always looks greener on the other side. She shared her secret as also that day. Cutie little girl, long hair, yes. Okay, so yeah, don't be afraid to fail. So, and I think that the fear of failure holds us back more than when we actually fail. Because I think that oftentimes when we do actually fail, it's like okay, well, that certainly didn't work. I got to try something else. I try again. And another quote that is not a direct quote, I'm rephrasing it, is, you know, a failure is a person who never picks themselves back up again. You're never a failure if you never truly stay down. You know, if you, let's say, fail at something and you stay down, there's nothing I can do for you. But a person isn't a failure if they decide, well, you know what, I'm back up and I'm gonna try again, something else, different way. And usually it's the fear of failing that's a lot more hard to deal with than the actual failing itself. So that's your message for today, is just keep in mind that, you know, everything, even plants, you know, have to fail in order to get better at something. And I know that's easier said than done because I myself hate to fail. However, I know that is now the way I don't want to do things, and then I do things differently, and it always ends up turning out, you know, even better than I thought it would the first time. So fail. Fail as in positive. It says failing is necessary to learn and move forward. Release that fear of failure is true. Yes. And Diane said, girl, you have the hair of a goddess. So don't be afraid to fail. In good old Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice. Okay, we have Kawaii Chibi up next. And my watch is making noises at me. My watch is like, don't forget to breathe. Okay. All right, tea. All right, Kawaii. Okay. You also got the past pog, But I will say that there are accidentally 2 of these pogs in there, so maybe that's why you just had a higher chance of getting that one. I don't know. Jezebel said, could you free your necklace from the mic? Oh, sorry. Thank you. I didn't even know it was on there. It's triggering me. Like, I gotta fix that. Tick, tick, tick. Mistress Ray said, a big curly gray hair is the best. Embrace it. So yeah, you know, I totally understand, Jezebel, because sometimes I'm watching people's videos and I'm like, your earring is caught in your hair. Your earring is caught in your hair. Totally understand. Okay, so the past. This is, whew, the world is back in order. Okay, let me look at myself. We're back in order. Okay, different from the other one, and always is. Oh, Wadi. People can get the same card. It's always a different message, though. Whereas the other one, it was, you know, not forgetting who you are. Shadowlander says, I'm going to think of the first try at rituals or spells whenever I do YouTube videos. I'm using YouTube to get used to performance. So that's awesome. This one, the past, and again, we can never forget our past, because in our past is where we have learned our lessons, right? Well, we've learned the lessons in the present from the past. And this is where I'm getting lessons coming up. Like, there is a repeating lesson, because although, and myself included, we tend to make the same mistakes over and over and over again, it just comes in a different format. Like, let's take my dating life, for instance. The dude that I have now is totally different from all the D-bags that, like, I've had before. Like, he's not a D-bag. He's actually pretty awesome. He is El Duderino, right? But like, I would keep making the same mistake. It was just a different looking dude, maybe a taller dude, shorter dude, dark hair, blonde hair. Maybe he was Puerto Rican, because I've dated almost like every culture on the planet. You know, Puerto Rican, Chinese, Caucasian, like African American, like I've dated like everybody, right? A lot of different people, but it was always the same guy, you know? So this is what I'm getting for you. It's like, it seems like the situation may look totally different, but it's the same exact lesson keeps coming up and up and up and up over and over. So if you feel like, oh man, again, like, oh, foiled me again, that maybe today, this weekend might be a good time to maybe do a little bit of journaling of, like, you know, situations that may have not been so pleasant and the similarities between them and what the similar lesson may have been, so that maybe if, and this is what I do, so I'm just like giving you like suggestions from me, is you might just be a little bit more aware going forward of like, oh, red flags, this might end up just like the other time, even though this looks like a totally different situation. So anyway, I hope that makes sense. Diane said, I always say, not fail is a lesson, Jezebel, and the past is where we build the strength we use today. Exactly. I used to worry about failing, and then I learned we came to this planet to do many mistakes and be able to learn. So now I jump and see what happens, as long as it feels good in my heart. Jezebel's like, all the douches of the world. Yes, I've dated them all. Shadowlander has wavy hair that curls at the ends. Kawaii said, I've recently went through a situation from my past, but with someone different. It was hard on me. Reason why I missed your lives the past couple of weeks. So, but remember, you know, there's absolutely no reason to beat yourself up over these things, because you know what? You're a human being. I'm a human being. Jezebel's a human being. Silver Star's a human being. Diane's a human being. We're all human beings, and we all make mistakes. Even machines make mistakes. I mean, look at fax machines. They mess up all the time. So, just the thing now is, that you know, and that's the best thing now, is that you're like, you know what, this thing happened again, but now I'm aware of it, and it's not going to happen again, because now I have that 2020 vision. And no, I'm not making fun of the year 2020. But it's like I have that vision now. I could go back and I could see all the correlations. And now that I have this knowledge, now that I have this, now you're like, you know what? That's not happening again. Because now I got my little red flagometer that's going to go off, and it's going to warn me, because now I am actually aware of the situation. Whereas oftentimes things happen to us over and over again, but we're never aware. And now I think that you are aware. Positive changes will come from that. So never ever beat yourself up for it. All right, Diane is next. Okay. Susie said, I always wonder if the individual messages can be for the whole group. I think they do. I think when people do readings, you know, where it's like a group reading, the spirit universe would never put messages out there that was solely just for that person. I think other people, since human beings, we share so much, you know, there's so much that we have in common, regardless of what part of the world we're from, you know, that there's always something that we can learn from each other. I do believe that the messages, like, you know, they can go beyond one person. First attempt at learning. Yes. Silver Star is like, I made my fair share for real. Machines just never feel shame for a mistake. They'll do it proudly in the middle of the office with no shame. Exactly. Like my phone's like, you know what? Explosion. No shame. Kawhi said, yeah, it's hard letting someone go that was hurtful to me, but definitely helped me even just a short time. It's been a healing process. And I continue to send you and everybody tons of healing. Like I know there's a lot of us here that can relate. And I think that's what helps all of us as humans, you know, on this planet, is that we have so much that we can relate to each other, that it helps people, the more we connect with others, to feel like, you know what, I'm not alone. I'm not going through this alone, because he or she's gone through that too. And they understand me. And I think the biggest thing is that people understand. There's a lot of people in here that understand you, and, you know, we send love not only to ourselves, but to you as well. So, okay, it was Diane. Okay, Diane. Diane, I shall have another sip of tea. Okay, I'm gonna move the camera because my phone's gonna die. Speaking of technology that doesn't care. Okay. We're moving, and so is my tea. Okay, we're moving over here. And the tea and the pogs are coming with me. And the black tourmaline is coming with me. Okay, I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna put this here. Again, I'm gonna move my dude's car parts, because why are they here? And I'm gonna plug the phone in, and I'm gonna unplug my mic. And Emily's back, yay! Okay, so bye-bye, Mike. Had to plug the phone in. Okay. Well, you have a better view of Wally anyway. Okay, Richie said, be strong, healing for the best. Moreover, you have many friends here with positive vibes. And Jonathan said, we have more in common with others than differences. We've been taught to focus on the differences. Exactly. And, you know, and I think that what's beautiful about our community and, you know, other communities that come together is that we like to focus on what we have similar to each other. Okay, Silver Star says mistakes, whatever you want to call it, is a learning lessons. This hard-headed Aries. Okay, so let me shake this up. And it was Diane. Okay, yes. All right, Diane. Let me move this chair. I feel like I'm too close. Okay, that's better. Diane. Gosh, really? I think we all just need a lot of really similar messages. Diana, show me love. Although, again, even though this is like the third time this pog has come out, it's different. Like the messages are always different depending on the person that it's meant for. Hold on, we go through here. Butterflies, like what do we are using oracle pogs. I have some pogs in here as messages instead of drawing cards. I thought it would be fun to do today. Aw, thank you, Diane. And what tea am I drinking today? I believe this one is the Get Burning tea from Republic of Tea. It's just an herbal tea. You know, I don't really do well with caffeine, so. Okay, so, but Diane, the show me love, I'm getting, you know, and we always get those people that are the haters, of course, we know, right? And I think, you know as well, that when people throw shade our way, it's because we're doing something right. We know that we're headed in the right direction because it's making certain people uncomfortable with what the light they can't see within themselves. So they get angry when others share their light with the world because they don't know how to share theirs. So it's kind of like a 2-year-old throwing a tantrum, but we're humans that are adults. And so this is just a confirmation of like, if you have heard anybody throwing anything your way, that I need you to double down on the love that you show yourself and everybody else. Like if you want to be even more over the top Diane than you already are, which I love, by the way, which is why I like watching your lives. But you know, just whenever that happens, just to, well, like what I do, like if anybody throws shade my way, I become so saccharine sweet, it's disgusting. Like I just like kill them with like sugary, like sweetness. And I just try to be like the sweetest, most obnoxious, obnoxiously sweet person, you know, where I just like, I'm like, oh, and I like you too. You know, kind of thing. So this is just confirmation that you're doing, of course, you know, you're doing the right thing. You spread lots of love. You always, you know, are trying to help others. And those people can get on our nerves, but it's because we're doing the right thing. So that's just a little reminder about that. Let me see. Is it true cats are your guardians of your spirit in the spirit realm? I think so. I think our old cat, Presley, has been with us. So Butterfly, you can always let Silver Star know if you want to be added to the list. And Garrett is back. Hey! Okay, and let me just go through here. Poor Sue was in the sauna. Nice. Diana, I feel everyone here has such great, beautiful light. Keep shining, guys. Aw. All right, Arenas is next with bells on it. Okay. I'm gonna put that back in and shake it like a Polaroid picture. Do you know that after that song came out, Polaroid was like, we never said to shake the picture. That is actually damaging to the picture. I'm like, really, Polaroid? People have been doing that since there were Polaroids. Okay, Arenas. Okay, like, how do I keep pulling some of the same pogs? Like, what? We must just have such similar messages today. This is like blowing my mind. I've never pulled so many similar pogs or cards like ever. Are there even Polaroids anymore? Yes, there are. In fact, I have Polaroids. The film's expensive though. It's like $1 a shot, but still, I mean, as a camera nerd, I like can't not have Polaroids. Yeah, shake the pick makes it develop faster. I know, right? It does. I've been like, okay, I'll just let it sit there. And it doesn't develop. At least not as fast as I would like it to. Okay, so Arena Ruchi said, how's Tom doing? It's been a long time since we've talked to him. You know, he's really only been coming around when I've been doing like my healing sessions for people, but he hasn't really been popping in any other time. So very interesting. All right, Arenas, we also have meant to be. Okay, this is a little bit different. This is a little more romantic. I'm getting a little more of the romanticness. Diane said, OMG, so true. Right on. I've been getting beat up big time and I have no idea why. All I want is to help humans to wake up their magic and beauty. So yeah, don't, dude, if they've been like totally going after you, it's because you are doing something right and you're just leveling up. So just, you keep sharing all the love that you always do. But Arenas, meant to be. I feel like, you know, because you've been doing some self-work, you've been working on yourself, you've been putting in the work, you've been doing a lot of that, that if you aren't already in a relationship, like if you are in a relationship, just kind of like transmute it or change the wording a little bit. But I feel like the other person that you are either with or that you are not with yet has taken notice. And like for me, when I'm like really like just bogged down with, not really bogged down because doing tarot readings is actually like really fun for me. But like when I have like, I'm doing like a lot of readings or, you know, I'm packaging a lot of like my decks, my salves, and I'm sending them out. For some reason, I'll be like doing this stuff. I look over at my boyfriend and he'll be like, hey, like to him, that's like a sexy turn on to him. Like he finds it like so hot when I'm like working hard. So I feel like whatever it is that you're doing is either making your significant other or somebody who's not your significant other yet really take notice of you and be like, hey. So if you get some amorous advances from your significant other or a proposal to go out on a date, maybe go get some tea from somebody, don't be shocked because you've been putting out some really cool vibes, even though you didn't know that you were putting out really cool vibes because maybe you've just been working really hard. But yeah, I feel like you got it going on. Jezebel's like, hey girl, how you doing? It's just like that. Those are the vibes that you are giving off. Yes, it does look like the Nightmare Before Christmas. I think it was meant to look like that. Polaroid in City of Angels was a cool part of the story. He would be a light. Cool movie. Oh, City of Angels. I haven't seen that movie in forever, since I was like in college. I love that movie. I couldn't hear your answer when you answered my question. I have a very noisy cat. Wow. When you're in the flow and doing your thing, yes. Juvity, what a coincidence that you mentioned Polaroid, because last night my friend took a pic of me with an old Polaroid cam she just bought in an antique store. My last Polaroid pic was taken like 20 years ago. Yes, before it like went under, and then the something project, the Impossible Project or whatever, like took over and bought like everything Polaroid. So it's not, so they decided to keep Polaroid's name, but it's actually not under Polaroid anymore. The Impossible Project, yeah, that's what it was called. So, okay, so I hope that connects with you, you know, just let you know you got it going on. Okay, who do we have next? City of Angels makes me cry though, because I was like, ooh, maybe I'll watch it tonight. And then I'm like, no, because I cry at the end. I don't want to watch a sad movie. It's a good movie though. Have some more tea. All right, Zara, okay. Come on, like shake it up. Like so many similar messages. I like looking at different pogs. Let's go for a different pog. like digging in there. Like, how far could my arm go inside? Garrett's like, if you cry to that movie, then I'll cry. That movie makes me cry. Stand By Me makes me cry. What's the freaking movie? My Girl makes me cry. Big Fish makes me cry. I think those are all the ones that make me cry. I think that's it. Okay, Zara. I know, right, Jezebel? Okay, Zara. We have Excuse Me. And this is Daria, by the way. I used to like watching Daria on MTV. This is some days even the Rugrats will make me cry. Ghost. Oh my God. Yes, Ghost will make me cry. Especially at the end when like, you know, his chick like can finally see him because the light is behind him and she's like got the single tear and I'm like, Demi Moore. Let's see, it just keeps going, like the Energizer Bunny, yes. Oh, the Never-Ending Story. Oh my gosh, with like Atreyu and the freaking dog dragon thing, which I forget his name, but Never-Ending Story, yes. And also sad too, because like Jonathan Brandis isn't here either, so it also like doubly makes me cry. Just put the chunk of black tourmaline in between my dad and I. He has quite a lot of negativity. Oh, Valcor. There we go. Yes, Valcor. I always wanted a Valcor. I wanted a dragon dog to be my friend. All right, Zara, but you have Excuse Me. So this is a reminder that sometimes when we're really nice, kind people, Titanic didn't actually make me cry, but it makes me upset because I'm like, girl, you're like, I'll never let go, Jack, and you let go. Like, what if you didn't let go? Maybe they could have revived his like solid frozen corpse. I don't know. Like, you never know. It scared the crap out of my dad, thanks to the huge wolf. Nice. Oh, the wolf was scary. Yeah, actually. I always cry when I watch Life of Pi. It is so full. I get sad when the tigers gets back to the jungle without being... Dude. So Zara, just as a reminder that although you may be a very nice, kind-hearted person, that oftentimes we don't want to make waves with people who are less than kind. You know, they may say something and they're looking for a reaction from you because they want a verbal fight or they want to like, I don't know, they just want to spread their venom, right? They want to say something mean and they'll say something backhanded. But if you say something, they are usually like, oh no, like that's not how I meant it. And that's totally how they meant it. Like, don't give me that. And I need you to stand up in those instances. Like, you don't need to be mean, obviously, because you're a nice person. But there's a way to just be like, oh, well, you can even do the excuse me, because that oftentimes stops people right in their tracks. You know, like, I'm trying to think of like for instance, for me, like one of the teachers was, one of the teachers I work with, she was knocking me for not being married to my boyfriend, you know, because I was talking about we've been together for so long, like this November will be 14 years together. And it was kind of like insinuating that I was less of a person and my relationship meant less because I wasn't a wife, you know? And so all I had to do was the, excuse me? And it was like, well, you know, and all of a sudden the backtracking happens. Well, I'm just saying, you know, if, you know, somebody wants to be with you that long, they should marry you, you know? And it was just like, yeah, but we're quite happy. And isn't that the basis of what all relationships should be, married or not, is people should just at their core be happy and in love. And it's, and, you know, and I was really sweet about it. But I think that, you know, Zara, what you could do is just try the excuse me every once in a while, because that throws venom back in their faces. Let's see. Okay, let me go back to what you guys are saying. Oh, whoa. I like missed a lot of comments. Jezebel said, I've only ever watched Big Fish once because I spent a half hour and a half sobbing as a baby on the floor. It's not a good first date. Oh my gosh. Garrett's like, the one with the elephant creature makes my brother cry. Sense and Sensibility. Do you have any advice if that's a close family member? I've also had that for family members. So usually, because I don't know why everybody feels like they need to like jump in on like how I should have relationships in my life, but I get that sometimes from family, even if they're family that I love and I usually don't have any like issues with, but sometimes they throw in their jabs. I think what they're hoping for is that it'll make me like want to go like run out and go get married or put pressure on Brian or something like that. But usually I'm just like, I said, well, you know, I said, I'm really happy. Like I'm happy in my relationship, and you know, Brian's really happy, is really good to me. Like I am a spoiled rotten girl, like, and I spoil him too. But I was like, you know, we give to each other. We have a house together. You know, we went half and half on this house. We're homeowners. We own this house. We have 2 exotic animals. You know, I've given birth to a kitten, and we've adopted a panther. You know, I was like, we have a really good, happy life. I said, and I said, what more could marriage bring, you know, other than a piece of jewelry on my finger and a piece of paper? I was like, because we have assets together, we have love together, we have everything. And it was just a way of just like letting them know that I'm I'm fine. And then they really had no comeback. So Zara, it could be just saying, not letting it go, but just saying things in a certain nice way of like, you know, I don't really appreciate, or I don't want to talk about that, or I'm not comfortable talking about that, or I didn't appreciate that comment. You know, something like that could be, would be fine. All right, so let me go back. Jonathan has to go. Hubby made you pancakes. I'm so jelly. I would love to have some pancakes. It says, you need to read the book, The Never-Ending Story. Yes, you know, I think I started to read the book, but I never finished, and that I need. The Never-Ending Story. I never finished it, but I do. Let me go back. I agree with what you guys are saying. Yes, definitely is treated like a crime, and I don't know why people jump in my personal life. It's because I don't think they have enough going on in their own lives. People feel like jumping in on your life. It says, wow, marriage elitism. I don't want to get married. Not knocking folks who are and do, but it's not something I feel called to do. Yeah, that's what I'm just like I said, you know, I have friends who are married and I have friends who are not married. Do I think any of them are better than, or their relationships are better than anyway? No, like if that's what they want to do, great. You know, that's fine, you know, but I don't think that like makes you better. I don't know. So Zara, with that long-winded response, I hope that made sense. Maybe they are just nervous because the world tour of douches they have come before, thinking marriage is the way to lock the door on your good relationship so he doesn't leave. Exactly. One of my old acquaintances once insinuated that my life was somehow less because I didn't have kids. She was like, oh, and you haven't seen the real life yet. I've gotten that a lot too. I get a lot of people letting me know that if I don't have kids soon, they're not going to turn out right because I'm getting too old. And I was like, what do you mean not turn out right? I like putting it back in people's courts. I'm like, what do you mean? What is right? And getting too old, I'm pretty sure that, what's his name? Sylvester Stallone's first wife or whatever just had a kid at like 50 something, like maybe she was 60. I don't know. But I was like, I have some furry children. So yeah, sometimes I just like this is, yeah, Lisa Kudrow had. Okay, I think we're back. I'm pretty sure. Okay. So, okay, I believe we're back. The internet is working once again. Okay, so yes, all in all, um, people that like to put themselves in other people's lives have so much not going on in their own life, and they're so unhappy with their life that they want to live your life. I think you guys just got to think of things that way. That your life is so freaking awesome, they want to have your life. um, Okay, so Silver Star, who do we got next? Who we got? Ruchi, okay. You know what works too while I pull up another pog here for Ruchi. But when people have opinions, people all have opinions, but I'm more like when they have opinions about what I should be doing with myself. I always tell them, aw, I'm flattered, thank you. And then I walk away. Because they don't know what to. I like doing those kind of things. Like maybe I'm an antagonist, and I'm a little passive aggressive, but yeah. But when people have things to say about my life, I'm always like, oh, I'm so flattered, thank you. And then I walk away. So anyway, Ruchi. Oh, like every once in a while, sometimes people are like, you know, because how I put my hair up in a clip, you know, just to get it off my back. And some people are like, you know, if you're going to have long hair, you should keep it down, because then what's the point of having long hair? I mean, is it really that ratty? I'm like, oh, are you jealous of my long hair? Thank you. And then I walk away. um, okay, so Ruchi, all right. Elitists in all forms just need to go sit in a sea cave and ask themselves if being an elitist is what they really want. Exactly, Shadowlander. All right, Chantal, you have a great rest of your weekend. Have a fantastic Saturday. All right, Ruchi. Okay. Why is this? I was going to say, why does the past keep coming up? But you know what? Ruchi, that's exactly the message. I like literally just said your message. Says, well, I'm pretty darn jealous of your long hair. Aw. Okay, the reason I have such long hair is because my dad was trying to topiary me into a boy when I was younger, because he didn't have a son yet. And then when my brother came along, he didn't need a girl that was a boy anymore. So, but my dad used to keep my hair really short. Like he used to give me what was called a Dorothy Hamill haircut. So I used to have a Dorothy Hamill haircut, and everybody thought I was a little boy. And so I was tired of everybody thinking I'm a boy. So eventually when I got the option to grow my hair, I did. So that is why my hair is long. I'm tired of being told I look like a boy. Like I want to be a girl now. Okay, so Ruchi. Yes, what I said the first time, like why does the past keep coming up? So if you feel like parts of your past have been coming up lately and it's like you're not sure why, this is a great time to pull cards for yourself. This is a great time to sit in meditation. This is a great time to journal. And by journal, I don't always mean like just writing down your thoughts, but for me, poetry is the way I journal. I journal by writing my thoughts, but I also write poetry. So if you like to draw, you like to do art, you like to write poetry, whatever it is, I think that setting the intention of like, it seems like this and this and this keep coming up, but I have no reason why I don't know why it's coming up. Oftentimes our intuition works through our creativity. You know, I do think that they are very intrinsically linked. So if you would like to tap into maybe why certain themes seem to be coming up more lately than usual, I would say do some art, sing, listen to music, write some poetry, and then from there take a look at it and see what is coming through. It's almost looking at a tarot card, but it's your own work, your own art of like, okay, so now what am I seeing in this picture that I drew? What am I seeing in this poem that I wrote? Look at the list of songs you've been listening to. What's the main theme coming from those songs? And that gives you a clue as to like why this stuff might be coming up from your past if you've been like a little lost lately. So Ruchi, that is for you. Okay, who is next? Very true. With bullies, I say, I'm so sorry or so sad. Ruchi said, yes, so true. After 6 years, he called me and said, I'm in depression. Please help me. He is not in a happy marriage. Why now? Interesting. So yeah, that's something you want to take some time out on yourself. Okay, Marina. Marina. Come on. Different pogs. Yes, a different pog. All right, consume. Aw, thank you, T-Cat. So Marina, right away what I got with this is not consume as in food, but more like what you auditorily and visually consume on a daily basis. So true. Message will definitely take our cards for this one. There you go. Yes, shake it like your mama made it. Shadowlander writes song lyrics mostly, so that's awesome. Yes, it's from the Hungry Hungry Caterpillar. Okay, so what I'm getting for consume, Marina, is to maybe keep a little notepad with you, and I want you to write down everything that you visually and auditorily consume on a daily basis. What did you listen to on the radio? What did you hear on the television in the other room? Like what did you hear on the news? What movies were playing? What TV shows were playing? What YouTube videos have you been watching? And just write this down for the whole day. Music that you were listening to, what it was that you were watching. Maybe you're out in nature and you were watching some stuff. And I want you to write everything down. And then at the end of the day, this could be like you don't have to do it today, I guess. You could do it whenever. But just kind of go through your whole day of like, wow, I was like watching this and I was listening to this, and kind of look at all of that as a whole and see what effect that has on your energy. If you found that mostly everything that you were listening to and watching that day was positive, then how did that feel? How did your energy feel? If you feel like everything that you're watching and listening to was mostly negative, how did that feel? And so that gives you a better indication on a day-to-day basis of, let's say you're going through your day and you're like, man, why am I so tired? And if you realize, okay, that was the feeling that I have now is the feeling that I had when I wrote down my day, whenever. And it's because I was consuming this, aside from food. Again, this is visual and auditory. So I think it would be very beneficial for you to actually physically take a day, full 24 hours of everything that you consume, visually and auditory, and just like write down how you feel at the end of the day, mentally, physically, emotionally, and then maybe try that on a different day too, and like compare and contrast like your energy, your emotions. Hey, Wally. Oh, hey, baby. You gonna have some kibble? Yeah, there's some kibble for you. Oh, yes, he's gonna have some kibble. Okay, let me go back here. Garrett said, I sing Jellicle Cat songs from Cats. Nothing new. Silver Star, I love this pog, so lovely. I used to collect them in the 90s. Yes! It's been so long since I've read The Hungry Caterpillar. Was my favorite book as a small kid. I love that book. Big energetic hugs. I have to skedoodle, but I hope everyone has a nice rest of their weekend. See you later, Zara. Okay, and then Marina said, thank you. I love journaling, but never wrote those types of consuming. Yeah, so there you go. Okay, so Susie's saying the first time she saw my channel, I thought this woman was such like, aw, thank you. Okay, Jezebel, you're up next, girl, after I have some tea. And Wally has some kibble. Hold on, let's see if you guys can see. Being such a good boy eating his kibble. What a good boy. Oh, stretch, stretch, stretch. You're so good, Wally. You're gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. You need to fill out your pink tummy again. Huh, Wally? Huh. I'm gonna pet your hiney. All right, Annette, you have a wonderful weekend. Yes, Jezebel, it is. I love seeing him eat. I'm like a crazy woman, loving to watch my cat eat. Okay, Jezebel, we have something for you. You also got the excuse me from Daria. Okay, Jezebel. Different message from, who got this one? I think this was Zara. Okay, so Jezebel, a little bit different message, where I was telling her to be more of the excuse me, but for this one, is maybe a little bit less of the excuse me. So Jezebel, I'm getting that, and this is like myself included, that for so much of our lives, there are people, and we were just talking about it, there are so many elitist people out there, opinionated people who decide they need to be all up in our business. And I feel like that people have done that for so long that you are kind of on autopilot with the excuse me, you know, your defenses are always up, you know, of not letting people talk to you a certain way, of not letting their negativity come into your energy field and all of that. And I think, you know, that those are good defenses to have, but sometimes the defense can always be up for so long that we don't get to allow in a lot of like positive energy too. So I think to just, before you jump into, maybe making a comeback at somebody or automatically thinking about somebody because they did something that seems similar to a mean-spirited thing that somebody did, but maybe they didn't mean it in that way, is just to take 3 Mississippis before you move forward. So 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and if you still feel like they need that, then go ahead and give it to them. But sometimes, you know, people are really just genuinely trying to come from a good place. They just might be a little ignorant, you know, they didn't mean to. So that's the message I'm getting for you, is just, you know, you have some really awesome defenses, but sometimes we need to bring down the was it like the Enterprise had its shields? They would say shields up, because I'm like a Star Trek nerd. But if the shields are always up, we can't transport outside the Enterprise, okay? We can't go visit those new lands. Hey, villain, how's it going? So yeah, I hope that makes sense to you, Jezebel. This is LOL, maybe a bit less. Yeah, I get that. Sometimes just innocent people get the excuse me. So yeah, Silver Star, I'm happy he's doing a lot better over there. Okay, who is next? Ooh, we are doing like a lot of readings today. Pog readings. I like these pogs. Jonathan. Okay, so I think Jonathan had to go. I'll still do his reading in case he does the playback to watch, because I think he's off to go eat some delicious pancakes that his hubby made him. Okay, Jonathan, if you're watching this playback, oh my gosh. I just saw Wally washing himself a bit. I'm so glad he's better now. Yes. Okay, Jonathan, when you watch the playback, and you get the past, I'm getting more of the pre-pandemic. Jezebel is a bit Klingon at times. Yes. I think the Klingons were kind of cool. I mean, they were a little over the top, but I don't know, because I liked Worf, so. But Jonathan, when you watch this playback, I think that, you know, because obviously you're on the islands, and it's really hard if nobody's being allowed to fly into the islands right now, and so feeling like even more isolated than usual, even though you're on a beautiful island, right? And I feel like there's a lot of dwelling on, okay, well, before the capital P pandemic like occurred, like we could just do this and this and this and this and this. And I think that what will help you mentally dealing with all of this, and because I know we want to plan for the future. Yes, beam me up, Scotty. You know, I want to plan for the future. I want to plan for my friend's birthday parties, like her for her kids. You know, there's so much we want to do, but because the future is, well, actually, you know what? The future is always really uncertain. Even the best psychics are really just tapping into what could be. And usually, every once in a while, we go down one of those could be routes, you know? So instead of planning for shores, it's the what can we do right now? Because obviously, we can't do what we did before, not right now at least. And we know this isn't going to be forever. So, what can we do right now? So this is just more to live in the present than in the what we used to be able to do. And I want to be able to do what we used to be able to do. I don't want to plan, you know, but that's just going to give us a big headache because like nobody really knows. Like it's just like not helpful to try to plan right now. It's just going to be a nightmare. So, but what could we do right now? Okay, let's see. Warriors made them ornery. Yes. Shadowlander, I'm a huge Trekkie myself. I'd love for someone to make a Star Trek Oracle Tarot. They make Star Trek playing cards, and I have Star Trek playing cards, and I use those as Oracle cards. But yes, it would be cool if they made an actual tarot or Oracle. I like Balana, but sometimes it's okay to not assume people are judging me. Okay, Silver Star, who is next? Mixtress, all right. And they need to do that with Cats the Musical, yes. I'd be all over the tribbles. Oh my gosh, I got to play with some fake tribbles on a fake Enterprise, like on the bridge. That was so fun. They had it at the Del Mar Fair one year. Okay, so Mixtress Ray. Okay, Mixtress. We have surrender. Probably another really difficult thing for all of us to do. So in this, I'm getting, actually, when it comes to, actually very not same message, but very similar to the one I was just talking about, like for Jonathan's message. It's to surrender to the unknown. Doesn't necessarily have to do with, you know, this whole global thing that's going on. But like when it comes to any area of your life, you know, I think I gave the message to Michelle too, that we could work hard, we could put in the work. But at some point we have to just like let go. And that is like the hardest thing. So maybe start small. So the next like little thing that comes along where you're really unsure of the outcome, but you're trying to work as hard as you can, try changing your mindset of like the, okay, and let's go. Let's see what happens from here. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be a positive thing. So it's the practice of surrender. 1:30 a.m. Girl, you better go to bed, Ruchi. Diane said spirits are on the now, so even they don't tell us what will happen, and they can't tell us, or else life will be boring. Exactly. So yeah, just to surrender doesn't mean to not do anything. So continue doing what you're doing as to the best of your abilities, whatever's within your control, kind of remembering that what is and what is not in your control. And the things that are not in your control, that's what you have to, it'll be kind of a mental thing of even physically saying it out loud. Like, you know what? I can't control the flight schedule of airplanes right now. I can't. Like, I really can't. I can't make them fly to certain countries faster. I can't make the mail move faster. Like, I can't do that. So what could I focus on that I can do because it's not doing me any good to focus on the things that I can't do. And it reminds me of the Wear Sunscreen article that was written in the Huffington Post, I think it was, and it was turned into kind of like a song back in the 90s called "To the Class of 99" or "To the Class of 99," which is me. And it was like, worrying is about as useful as trying to chew bubble gum to solve a math equation. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, so that's the message. Diane said, it's funny how we have a read is on the now and how we are energetically, but we can change it all each minute depending on what we do. It can change. Exactly. Okay, so Mixtress, I hope that made sense for you, is the focusing on what you do actually have control of and not what you don't. I mean, we can complain, but there's nothing we can do about it. Okay, Emily. And Silver Star, just a question. How many are after Emily? Because I don't want to keep everybody like too long on Saturday. I know you guys have stuff to do. Okay, Emily. Ooh, I like this one. All right, Emily, you have reciprocity. So the whole give and take, and I know that a lot of us are giving people, you know. I'm in a group called Wish Witches on Facebook, where basically, I mean, it's about community there, and it's also sometimes just about like gifting people a complete stranger, you know, just to like make their day. You know, basically it's just trying to brighten other people's days. Oh, Claudia said, I have to go. It's been fun hanging out as I will cook and eat lunch. All right, so ciao. You have a great day. One day I want to visit Chile. Like, all right, so 3 besides you. Okay, well, that's fine. All right, so Silver Star, we will cap it at that because, you know, like I said, I don't want to keep everybody too long. But, okay, so reciprocity. A lot of us were givers. We like to make other people happy. We like to give gifts. We like to give of our time. We give of our energy. Plus the kitties, if you're up for it. But, you know, everything in the universe is a give and take. As I look out the window at my bamboo, I'm watching reciprocity right now. The bamboo is giving nutrients to the soil just as it is taking nutrients from the soil. It is absorbing sunlight through photosynthesis, as well it is giving out, you know, oxygen and things like that, you know, taking in the carbon dioxide. It's both dying and living all at the same time, you know, with the gases and things that it puts into the soil, which it can absorb at nighttime. And that's just like kind of getting gardeny geeky with you guys. But there's reciprocity happening right there. And, you know, it doesn't look like there's much movement, but there's a lot going on. There's reciprocity happening with Wally right now with his healing process. You know, there's a lot of give and take that he's doing right there as he sleeps on the bed. So everything is that. And so to never look at ourselves as if we're like not deserving of, you know, reciprocation of something, because that's just the way the world works. You know, if you don't get something in return, whether a thank you, something energetically or something physically, like it doesn't matter. There needs to be just something that comes back in return, because then it puts things out of balance. And once something's out of balance, other things get knocked out of balance. If you want to go into like the human body, you know, because I'm, you know, certified personal trainer, I have to know a lot about the human body. That if somebody were to injure their ankle, like let's say one of my athletes injures their ankle, they now put undue stress on the other side of their leg and the other ankle, which now putting all this extra stress on all these other joints and things like that. If they do not take care of that ankle, because there's no reciprocity, you know, the ankle's trying to give, but it's hurt and it's not getting anything in return. Now their knee's going to start hurting, and it's going to start shooting up to their hip, which is going to start shooting into their lower back, which they're going to start having back issues, and then they're going to start getting issues on the other side. So just a reminder, I know I kind of went off on that, but like that's a huge thing that I'm all about is give and take. So just to remember that for yourself, that it's not a deserving thing. That's the way the universe works, and that's how we keep balance of ourselves and the world. Okay, so who is next? Bye, love, take care, have a wonderful day. Yes, you have a good day, Claudia. I really do want to visit Chile someday. That just looks so beautiful. You're very welcome. Okay. Butterfly Love Child is next. Excellent. Butterfly Love Child. Oh, yes, Fiona Apple. Also one of my favorite songs. Actually, all of these 90s songs. Okay, this is Fiona Apple's Criminal. I've been a bad, bad girl. I've been living with a delicate man. And it's a sad, sad world when a girl can break a boy just because she can. I love that song. Okay, so Butterfly, by the way, and now I just have that song playing in my head. You know what I'm getting with that is sometimes it's okay to step outside of the mold that people have put you in. Like, let's say for me, the mold that I get put in is that I'm like a really, well, you know, okay, I don't mind people calling me a nice girl, but you know, that I'm a nice girl, therefore I probably don't do certain activities, and I probably never swear, which is a lie. And I probably like somehow I'm like this goody two shoes that sometimes people equate me being nice with being a goody two shoes. I'm not always a goody two shoes, okay? So it's okay to step out of what people think you are, because it really is you. It's just a part of you. So like with Criminal, Fiona Apple, yeah, she was breaking boys' hearts or whatever. But people would probably consider her a nice girl. And so if you want to do something that's considered a little bad, I'm not saying go out and like go rob a bank, like don't break the law. But if you want to like do something that feels like a little like, I don't know, kind of at the end of Grease when like what's his name's chick like all of a sudden is like the bad girl, you know, she's got like her black tights on and her black high heel shoes, and now her hair is like super curly and she's like smoking a cigarette or whatever. You know, she's got the bad girl image. You know, it's okay for us to have that duality of like good guy, girl, bad girl, but not bad as in like a bad person. So just a little message that if you would like to step out of that preconceived notion of who you are and like the things that you should like and do, that's totally okay. Oh, Butterfly's like breaking the law. Exactly. So if you want to, like I said, don't actually break the law, but if you want, yes, Sandy, if you want to do something that is what others would consider a little out of your character, but it seems wildly fun to you because it really is part of your character. They just, you know, like I've said, they put people in this mold. Then go ahead and do it, because that's, I mean, live, baby, live. So Butterfly, you want to be a little bad, like you go be bad. Like, I don't care. So, okay. Who is next? I like that one, actually. I'm like, what could I do? You know what I was thinking? I was talking to one of my best friends the other day, and I was dropping F-bombs like nobody's business. And he was like, something in in the water today because you are swearing like a sailor. And I was like, well, I was like really upset about something. I was like, that's what happens when I'm upset. And he's like, maybe I've just never hung around you or like listened to you when you're like really upset. He goes, huh, I didn't know you said the F word so much. And I'm like, I do. And he's like, aw, she's growing up. And I'm like, what are you talking about? We're the same age. Okay, so Garrett, and that's the end of the list. And then, of course, Silver Star, we have you, and we'll probably pull a combined message for all the kitties. Okay, so Garrett. Oh, oh, oh. Disillusion. I like that one too. Garrett's like, same here. All right, Garrett. I have a feeling that there are some people who, and this happens to the best of us, people that we've put up on a pedestal because we really love them, we like their work, or they're really pretty, or like whatever, you know, whatever it is that we've placed this person on high. Sometimes people do it with others that they call their gurus. Whatever it is. I have a feeling that there may be a person or persons that you have mentally placed on high. They haven't actually put themselves there, but just like the hierarchy in your mind, you've put them there. And they've done something to kind of shatter that illusion of that they are this great, wonderful, all-knowing, perfect person, you know? And that it's okay when that happens because number one, they're only human. But also just as a lesson on like who you place so much, what I want to say, like royalty upon, you know, just to be careful of that because it's probably better to treat everybody as equals and say that everybody has knowledge to give, you know, like let's say for, I mean, I guess I kind of consider her my guru, but really she's like my mom, you know, my acupuncturist, my Chinese mom. You know, I have in the past almost wanted to put her up like she's super wise and knowledgeable and she just like knows all this stuff. But I also realized that she's actually only human. And it's not fair to put her up like that, you know, because there's stuff that I know that she doesn't know. And there's a lot of stuff that she knows that I don't know, you know, or that I know that she doesn't know. Yeah, you know, so like a back and forth. And so it's okay to look up to people, but maybe not to, yes, adoration, maybe not to, you know, adore them from afar. Bring them more back down to earth and just say, you know, that person's got a lot of stuff that I would like to do or know or you know, that I want to, you know, work towards someday, but not to say that they're like way out of, you know, in outer space, like so superior to us. So just to be careful that you don't put too much superiority on other people. T-Cat said, yawn, I gotta go to sleep now, but you lovely cat lovers and tarot folks have fun. Take care and have a great weekend. Huggies. All right, bye T-Cat. Okay, so Garrett, I hope that makes sense. Okay, so our very last person is Silver Star, who was so freaking awesome sauce to write down all of your names because, you know, she's been on here a long time with me. So I'm like really appreciating your time and energy that you're putting in. Thank you, thank you. So you know what? Silver Star gets a pog and a card. I'm gonna put it together as a big thank you. Okay, so your pog is face down. And I'm gonna pull from here. And then of course I'll tap in for the kitties too, but okay. Silver Star. Okay. Okay, Silver Star, you have caffeine and you have fail. So to me, this is a message to slow down. It's much easier to see that oncoming stop sign when you're going 35 miles an hour as opposed to 85 miles an hour down the road. So yeah, just a little, like, you know, for the rest of the day. I mean, obviously you've been helping a lot here. Thank you very much. But for the rest of the day, maybe for the rest of the weekend, just to, if there are some things that aren't like super pertinent that you get them done now, just go ahead and put them off for a little bit. So just, you know, be a little bit more chill this weekend. Take your time with stuff. No need to rush. Yeah, I'm just kidding. No need to rush. There is no rush today or tomorrow. So if you can push off some of those things for a later date, go ahead and do so. Says, I got that message yesterday when I pulled cards. Well, then, okay, so for the kitties, as a combined kitties group, so for all of you people with kitties and even puppies and people that have lizards and birdies, okay, everybody with like pets. And for Wally, I'm gonna do like a little combined message with the Pogs. Put this back in the box there. There we go. Okay, kitty messages. I am off for my walk in the park and go hug trees. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, and thank you for coming in today. Okay, so this is for all of everybody's kitties and doggies and birdies and lizards. Furry, feathery, scaly loved ones. I'm pulling 3 Pogs. Okay, so for all the animules, we have Destiny. Says, I know I like to move fast, but have reminded myself to be the turtle. Yes, just. Okay, so for all you animules out there, we have Destiny. We also have Fiona Apple's Criminal. We also have Macy Gray's Try. I try to look up, I try to get away and I stumble. I try to hide it, it's clear. My world crumbles when you are not near. I try to look up. Oh my gosh, I love that song too. Okay, kittens. What do we have? Okay, this is kind of a silly message for all the little animules out there. But animals, you know, it's just your destiny to sometimes be a little naughty. And, you know, sometimes when you try to jump up on the counter, but you miss, or you're running wildly through the house and you don't really notice that you're running headfirst into a wall, like, it's okay. Nobody's judging you, animals, you know, our little fur babies and feathery babies, that it's just a part of being, for us being silly humans and for you being silly little animals. That sometimes you guys got to be a little naughty, but we love it. And sometimes you guys are a little goofy, but we love that too. Okay, so loving the karaoke today. Oh, you're welcome. Yes, I am on a roll with these songs, actually. I like it. Butterflies, I feel so bad when they miss. I know, I'm like, oh, okay, well. But, and sometimes, like, Wally gets kind of like embarrassed. So he like walks off like, you know what, like, I meant to do that. Like, he struts off like, psh, I didn't want to be on that counter anyway. I should probably adopt more of their attitude, so. Anyways, thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me today. Oh, pull a card for myself too. What do I want to pull from? I want to pull from Believe in Your Own Magic. And then of course, I'm going to do a healing with you guys, because we always leave on a healing note, of course. Okay, I'm gonna pull a message for me. I said I would do that. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna pull a message for me, but you guys tell me the message. I mean, I can read the message on here, but if you guys have any extra insight, you go ahead. Aw, thank you guys. Okay. Lavender, surround yourself with love. So that is my message. If you guys want to add to it, you can, but I think that's pretty self-explanatory because, what? Am I on a live chat with a bunch of really awesome peoples? Why, yes, I am. Butterfly pulled that card too. Oh my gosh. We are just surrounded with some really awesome peoples right now, some really awesome energy. That is so cool. I like that. And there's the little sleepy kitty there. We got little sleepy Wally. There's tea on the table. Actually, more tea. Let's see. Anything else looking similar? Well, there's the decks of cards. I got decks of cards here. There's the cell phone. I'm using my cell phone. I mean, that's kind of cool. Okay, let's see. Be calm and take time to relax. Self-care. Yes, and actually my watch is like, check your rings. You haven't moved enough today. I'm like, I'm taking self-care right now. Emily, lavender is such a potent plant spirit, so soothing and healing and beautiful. It is. I like using lavender. Rose and lavender and jasmine are like really, really great to use. Yay, I like my message. Okay, so let's do a little healing. You guys don't have to actually physically be in the chat for the healing. You can go about your day. But if you're open to it, which is you just like mentally are like, hey, I'm open to some healing today. Or you could say it out loud, or you could say it in the comments. Just know that that healing energy will make its way to you no matter what it is that you are doing, whether you are doing gymnastics, mowing the lawn, feeding your kitty cats, like it don't matter. It'll make it to you. But I'm gonna pull a card for what direction I wanna take the healing energy. So let's see. Oh. We have flower. Be honest with yourself. Just like a flower doesn't know anything other than being a flower. Like it blooms regardless of like anything. Like it just does its thing. So it says to be honest with yourself. So the energy that I want to put out there is just to be basically comfortable in your own skin. Because it's the only skin we got right now. And actually what's cool is after a certain number of days or whatever, you're basically in a whole brand new body due to cell regeneration and everything. So I guess you can kind of think about it like that. So love the skin you're in because it's always regenerating. And you guys are beautiful people, and it doesn't matter what anybody looks like, what your hair color, skin color, eye color, you know, because light glows from within to the outside. You know, and when people are bogged down by negativity, it doesn't matter how pretty somebody is, it does not look good on them. And you guys are wonderful people, and it looks good on you. Oh, Isla, thank you. So anyway, so that's the energy that I'm going to be sending out to you guys today to end our live chat. Is just that comfortability in your own skin, being happy and joyful with who you are, because who you are is beautiful, you're wonderful, you're lovable, you have a lot to give the world. There's a lot the world can learn from you just as much as you have a lot to learn from the world, that whole reciprocity thing. So anyway, like I said, you can stay, you don't have to, but just know that if you want that energy to get to you, it'll make its way to you. Okay, so I'm just gonna set the card actually on my tripod so I can see it while I send the energy out. Okay. So thank you. Yes, thank you everybody who came in today. That was a lot of fun. I liked using the Oracle Pogs with you guys. Thank you for all your well wishes with Wally and your continued love and support, you know, trying to help him heal. It's very much appreciated, like it really is. So Thank you, thank you. All right, so here we go. All right, guys. It was actually a really cool visual that I was getting there. So again, thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. Wally thanks you. Lokster's upstairs. He probably thanks you too. You guys really do brighten my Saturday. I enjoy coming out, and like I said, before school starts up again, even though I'm not physically going back to a school, we need to do another pajama jam. So thank you, Emily. Thank you, Silver Star, for your big help today. Like, thank you so much. Stepping in as moderator. Yeah, and thank you, everybody. Just your energy is infectious. Well, we're glad to have you, Marina. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. I don't know if it's like evening time for you or you know what, but enjoy the rest of it and have a great tomorrow and have a fantastic rest of your week. And hold on, something was nagging me that just one last card for the week for you guys. Thank you. I don't know, like I was like, okay, I'm gonna log off now, and then was like, no, one card, they need to see this one card for the rest of the week. Okay, this one card you need, I guess. Okay, waning moon, what do I need to release? So something to release this week. That's the big thing for the week. Could just be some spring cleaning or some actual like psychological stuff, but I don't know, this I really had to pull a card, so there we go. one last thing before I leave. All right, thank you. Yes, all you guys. Lavender flower message and energy. I love the feeling and connection to that deck. Inhale and exhale. Yes. All right, peace, love, and chicken grease, you guys. Peace out. Catch y'all next weekend.